Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORIONNWSF, and the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the NHL Playoffs West second round matchup. Game number 1, Seattle Kraken. Release the Kraken versus the Dallas Stars. Live reactions and watch party. That will get started here in just a few minutes. So right now on ESPN, we're just getting not necessarily fully wrapped up. We're in the third period. Florida's up 3-2 on Toronto. And there's a lot of other things that are going on today as well. We got the Mariners going against the A's, so want to definitely keep up on that and watch the replay on that. And then the big thing besides the NHL playoffs, you got the Lakers and the Warriors, LeBron and Steph Curry. So definitely going to be trying to poke on a few different things and peek around and see what we got going on. But I'm definitely excited to get this stream going. Got a few photos prepped, and I'm ready to go. The first jersey. Oh, nice. Nice. You got that. You got Hacks rookie. Nice. It's always good to get a little bit more on the collection. Linda in the building. She says, go Stars. She says, I hate having to wait. Candace in the building. How are you? Sarah with the 15er before the stream even started. How are you doing? What's good? $15 dono before this. That's a good start to get things going. Every dollar counts, as you know. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Cactus Jack approves. Appreciate that. And yeah, I'm ready to be able to have a good day. Like I said, I went and visited my mom and then had a little bit of lunch with her. And normally my mom won't let any animal in the house. But she let Paisley come inside, which was like a first for her, probably in her entire life. And I don't think that she realized how fast Paisley is. She thought, oh, maybe she'll just sit on the couch and relax. She did for a little bit until she went into the kitchen and then darted into her bedroom and whatnot. But it was a nice little visit. We went for an hour walk, so definitely got some exercise on a little bit of this overcast day here in Oregon. Whoa! Montour. Holy cow. From deep, too. Florida 4, Toronto 2. My goodness. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and I've been waiting for this Kraken matchup since Sunday, since they were the underdogs, and they ended up beating the Avalanche in Game 7. So I figured, we ended up having a good response, and I know it was, partly due to not only it being Game 7, but it going against the champs from last year. Obviously people are going to want to tune in to see if the Kraken are for real or if we're overrated or, maybe we're underrated. And there's been a lot of upsets, not only on the NHL side in the playoffs, but on the NBA side too. So I'm definitely excited for the matchup, and hopefully Seattle gets a dub, but my birthday will not be ruined if Seattle loses. I understand this is going to be a tough series, but the way that Seattle played against Colorado, I mean, anything should be able to be possible. $15. Let's get to a hundo, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. And I got a little bit of photos prepped. I'm really proud of how this one turned out. I was actually looking for some more action shots, but sometimes, they're like blurry or they're facing the wrong way. So, I had to hit you with the Jason Robertson on the stars. And he's one of the only Asian American. I believe he's Filipino. And I think there's only been 2 Filipino Asian Americans in the NHL. And not only that, he's really good. And then Grubauer, Philip, I had to hit you there. Obviously, watching what he did, in goal behind the net was incredible. And if Gru didn't do as well as he did against Colorado, we wouldn't be here today. But this one turned out really good. So I'll give a little love, all right? And I'll even hit you with the logo, too. Not too much love, though. All right, I'll give the respect. So we got to give a couple with Jason, okay? Even with the logo, looking fresh and clean. But just a couple. And if others, come about, then that's fine. But we have to recognize the Kraken, okay? And then I got quite a few here. We can hit it with Bjorkstrand. We can hit you with some Maddie. All right, I got a couple good ones here. How about Eberle? How about Jordan? All right. And how about Gru? All right. Let's go, baby. The former goaltender for the Avalanche. And they haven't had too much success against Dallas this year, from what I was reading in the film that I watched. But anything is possible when you're here at this point in the playoffs. Let's go. And then obviously, if we get anyone else that does something extraordinary, I'll throw up some photos here. Paisley now is laying on my feet as we're, 6 minutes left in the third period, 4-2 Florida. And I watched pretty much since the beginning of it. Florida went up 2-0, and then just as they got their second goal, like 9 seconds later, obviously the Maple Leafs, Toronto rebounded. But they've been kind of on their heels the whole matchup, and obviously that's why you're down 4-2. But I'm definitely excited to see what the Kraken can do. And if you live in the Pacific Northwest, whether you're a Seahawk fan, a Mariner fan, a Sonic fan, a Blazers fan, a Ducks fan, a Beaver fan, a Husky, or a Cougar, from Washington State, Oregon State, we don't really have anything like this in Oregon. And that's why you get people that are Oregonians like myself that, rep the Mariners through and through, and also meeting Griffey when I was 7 in 1989 had a big part of that love. But now that we have a team in the Northwest, it's pretty fucking exciting. And to go from an expansion team to make the playoffs and then to beat the former champs, even though I feel that most hockey experts felt Colorado was not going to repeat. But I think they thought, at least their fan base or a majority of people, deservedly so, that they would beat Seattle. Some people thought maybe a sweep or maybe in 5, but Seattle has been very aggressive and applying the pressure really when they need it the most. But if you have a great goaltender, and obviously the former Avalanche star, Grubauer, they missed him, and we took advantage, and it just feels good knowing that this team is special. And you definitely got to crawl before you walk. And I don't even think Seattle fans think that they can go all the way or even get to the Stanley, but just the way that the upsets have been occurring on the NBA side as well as the NHL side. Shout out to Joel Embiid for getting the MVP. I saw that just about 30 minutes to an hour back. But yeah, I mean, I really do feel that in the NHL and NBA, it definitely is up for grabs a little bit, but it also shows you that probably the two best teams, excluding the Bucks and Milwaukee with Giannis and that injury, we might end up getting a Nuggets-Celtics, championship matchup in the finals. I mean, yeah, there's other teams that might be able to step up, but we gotta wait and see. And Kevin Durant, anyone that likes the snake, you got to stop taking him out of the conversation of being like the best player in the world. We already knew at one point him and LeBron were like 1-2, but there's quite a few players that are better than KD. Turns the ball over way too much. Shooting percentage really not that good. And I think that the Suns, I don't know if they feel fleeced, but it's like you didn't really get the Kevin Durant that you thought you were going to get. And plus Denver is very good. All right, we got 6 minutes left in the third period here in the East second round, game 1. Florida up 4-2. Not sure if that surprises a lot of people as well. But again, Florida, another team that ended up having a big upset, and they're riding that Uncle Mo, like we usually talk about on the NFL side. Uncle Momentum. And Florida ended up beating Boston. Boston had the best record, scored the most points. That was supposed to be the new Colorado of last year. They were supposed to go all the way. But I do think that there was maybe outsider fans of other teams that felt that maybe they didn't get lucky because they earned the most points and the best record in NHL history, but just something was off. Maybe they just weren't hot and healthy, right when they got into the playoffs. And I think that is true. And if you're not, under that momentum and you're not hot and healthy, even if you had the best record, I mean, go back and look at the Patriots when they were undefeated. We've had many, many teams that have had the best record in sports, with the Warriors, with the Patriots, but they just couldn't get it done. The Mariners, in 2001. So, just because you have the best record, score the most points, and you're the most dominant team in the regular season does not automatically mean that you're going to go all the way and be champ. And obviously we've seen that kind of history tend to repeat itself over and over. It's tough for Boston, but if anyone thought that Florida was a fluke, I mean, look what you're getting at right now. You're on the road on the first game, just like Seattle. No one's giving you a shot, and you're finding a way to kind of beat the brakes off the Maple Leafs, on the road. Now, will Florida end up winning the series or Seattle? as kind of the underdog. That's too early to say. But as long as Florida and Seattle compete, I think that's what the fans want to see. And maybe Florida's expectations are probably matched with Seattle, where they're just trying to ride this wave, ride the vibe. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be coming back from this. They're down 2. I mean, they're going to have to go empty net here in probably about a minute. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. He said, happy birthday from Hawaii. I appreciate that. But one thing that I am really blessed about, is with Odin's son and Sarah and a few of the newbies that have been able to come through. You guys have, inspired me to, I'm never really intimidated, I feel, by anything. If anything, I can always wing anything if I feel, that I might not know all the details. Right. And I feel that I'm well-spoken enough and I know enough reading and film where I might not be an expert, but we're going to have a fun time. I'll be able to keep it going by myself and with you guys in the room. To talk about, right? But I really am excited about the opportunity to keep grinding out these opportunities for the NHL, because it just gives us another thing to do. And again, if I wasn't doing this, I probably would have ended up doing the Mariners, versus the A's, just like a regular season matchup. But when it's the playoffs, you want to take advantage of those moments because that's when it matters, and that's when it matters most. It actually means something. And I am a sucker for game 7s too. So, Seattle, sucked me in at that point, and now it is going to be a regular thing. Like I said, I did NASCAR last year, and then hopefully we can, do some more NASCAR at some point, because I actually really do enjoy NASCAR and the NHL more than the NBA. Will I end up doing some NBA, like maybe the finals or some matchups? Possibly, but I want to be able to enjoy it. I don't want to just do a stream and not like truly enjoy what I'm doing. And like I said, with the NBA, it's just, I don't know, I just would prefer to do NASCAR or NHL. And obviously we know wrestling's at the top of the list with the NFL and college football. But maybe I'll feel differently at one point, but like obviously if this playoffs wasn't on, doing the Lakers and Warriors, even if you're not like the most hardcore fan, I mean, fucking A, it's LeBron, it's Steph Curry. I mean, it's not that hard to watch. You can be a fucking idiot and watch that, not know any of the names of the guys besides the superstars, and still kind of enjoy it because it's a pretty big fucking matchup. It may not be the West Finals, but it's intriguing, not just because of the Lakers, but what they did at the deadline, and they actually have a legitimate shot to maybe even make the West Finals. Now, can they get past the Warriors? I doubt it. I don't think they're going to be able to get past them. And we'll see what we get. Now, that might be the only team the Nuggets would have a problem with is the Warriors. If it ends up being Nuggets Warriors in the West Finals, that might be the only team that could beat them or make it go 7 games. And on the East, I mean, it's Boston to me all day, every day. I mean, there might be other teams that, will play good, to start off. And obviously we've seen what the Sixers did. No Embiid, no problem. But I still think I would be shocked if Boston can't figure it out and turn it around. And obviously with Milwaukee, with the injury with Giannis, this should be a Boston Celtic championship year or the Denver Nuggets. That's just what it kind of feels like to me. We saw the Joker, and everyone wants to talk about, Durant and all the other players. We take the Joker for granted, and then he casually puts up a 25, 15, and 12 over and over and over. And we just kind of take him for granted like we did with Jordan and Kobe when they were playing. Obviously, they were a little bit more flashy, and I think the Joker is kind of like the modern day Tim Duncan. It's not for everyone. Sometimes, it's a lot on the stat sheet for like fantasy NBA. But as far as you're watching it on TV, not the most exciting. He's not the type of guy to put you on a poster and throw it down and point at you and talk shit. He's going to give you a nice dime. He's going to give you a triple double. He's going to, back you up down low. So we'll see on how that goes. But it's very interesting to see how things have been playing out on the NHL side with Florida and Seattle. Right. And also on top of that with some of the teams in the NBA. And I kind of had a feeling that the Grizzlies were overrated. So the Lakers beating them and, Dylan Brooks, giving him the exit with John Morant. I mean, at one point, maybe the Lakers were public enemy number 1, but it's not like they've really won big championships. I know the COVID bubble one, but I don't really count that one, and obviously having the Grizzlies get bumped, that's good. We get Dylan Brooks out of there, and now we get to a fun matchup with the Lakers and Warriors tonight. And I got quite a few friends that are fans of both, so they have been chiming in to me and trying to see what I think and betting. But I'm like, this is a tough series. I think the Warriors are the better team. They got the better coach, but I really like what the Lakers have done, with their supporting cast, and their supporting cast has been phenomenal. So we'll see on how it goes, but I would assume the Warriors should be able to win that series in 6 or 7. If LeBron and AD or a combination of their bench players, Rui Hachimura or some of the others, ball out, maybe that Laker Warriors could go 7. 6 or 7 games for sure. No sweeps. Nobody winning 4 and another team winning 1. It's not happening. It's going to go 6 or 7. You got to give the respect to the superstars on both sides. All right, we're in the third period. 2:49 left in the third period. East second round. Game 1. Florida up 4-2. 28 shots on goal by Florida. 27 for the Maple Leafs. Yeah, and I think some people are surprised on how fluid the stream is. If you have newbies come in and they had no idea that this is my third hockey stream, really, of doing it, I don't think people would really believe it. But again, I feel like, if you do the proper research, you take the time, for names, pronunciation, you watch some film, you watch the games, you invest in it. And I'm investing in myself. I take it serious. I want to make sure it's a great stream for all of y'all, give you that, energy, give you some new knowledge. And there's also people in the room that are smarter than me on the NHL side that can kind of chime in, which is great. And like I said, I would rather do that. I mean, obviously, if I'm doing this, and it's not necessarily just the Kraken are on, I just enjoy playoff hockey more than playoff NBA at the moment. Now, if this was back in the 80s or 90s, then we're probably doing the NBA. But, as of late, I mean, I find some of the series kind of tough to watch. But if I was going to stream one, the Lakers and Warriors would be one that I would stream. That is interesting enough for me with LeBron, Anthony Davis. You got 2 Hall of Famers there, Steph, Clay, Draymond, 3 Hall of Famers there, and Kerr, a Hall of Fame coach. So that's enough, star power for me to watch. But, overall, besides that series and a few others, I didn't really see a whole lot of excitement. I knew that Knicks series, early on in the first round with Cleveland would be kind of back and forth. I knew Lakers and Grizzlies would be good, and I knew that Warriors-Kings one was the best series in the first round. I knew it could go 7. And the Kings, they just need a little bit more experience. But it won't surprise me if the Kings make some deep runs in the next few years. Oh, what a save. We're down to 1:05 left, empty net. But with the empty net, Toronto is struggling here. Boom. The PB banana protein ice cream. That sounds delish. Elliot in the building. How are you? Jameson's in the building. How are you? Good luck to your Lakers tonight. Like I said, I got a couple people that are pretty hardcore Laker fans and a couple people that are not necessarily bandwagon Warrior fans. We're talking about, fans that were back actually when they were fans. You know what I mean? Like the Tim Hardaway era, the Chris Mullin, the Billy Owens, the Chris Webber, the Chris Gatling. I don't think I need to keep going. I can name drop for days from back, in the 80s and 90s. But, the Run TMC times with Tim Hardaway and Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin. I mean, you're a real OG if you know what I'm talking about. If not, then you might be a little bit younger, but may have heard of that, particular catchphrase and Monica from back in the day. Florida 4, Toronto 2, 49 seconds left. And it looks like puck drop will be at 6:50 West Coast, 9:50 Eastern. What's good, bro? But like I said, I do enjoy. And like I said, I feel that, you can tell when someone is enjoying what they're doing. And like I said, I don't want me doing NBA streams to feel like work. I want it to be fun, but I think just the problem with the league overall, it's just like when it was with Vince McMahon and WWE, when it's a product that is, has high standards by a lot of the fans, right? And it's shitty, right? You can't be this hardcore fan that acts like what you're watching isn't shitty, and everyone's trying to defend a shitty product. And that's what NBA fans were doing the last couple of years, during COVID, as well as, with WWE. It's like, I get it. You can be a huge wrestling fan, but you can't tell me in the last couple of years that WWE under Vince was dog shit. It just wasn't as good as AEW. And then when Triple H took over, you saw a notable difference. But now with the selling to the UFC, partner company, you kind of feel that Vince is never going to leave unless he passes away. He's always going to have his, fingertips on something. Like, they can say all they want, Triple H is running the show, but do we honestly believe that? We'll be able to tell by the booking. When we see a lot of big guys in the matches like Omos, right? Do you think Triple H would have him against fucking Seth Rollins? Get the fuck out of here. No. So, I think that the booking will pretty much speak for itself. So we'll see. But for me, WWE and NBA haven't been that good, but WWE has turned the corner. I feel with the NBA, it's soft. People are too much, they load management. They complain too much. They don't fucking play. Nobody plays defense. And for a guy that loves defense on the NFL side or the NHL side, or just in general, I don't know. It's just lazy basketball. I don't know. It's not the same for me. And I know it's not going to be the same for people that grew up in the 80s and 90s. But for us, if I'm going to take my time to watch something, I want to see a good product. And I just feel that the NBA is not a good product right now. It could be much better. But the Laker-Warrior matchup is fire. I'll give them that. Oh, cinnamon. He said snickerdoodle. That sounds good. My boy, he said, I got a 60-inch TV. A milli, 60-inch TV. Is that what you got? And then a 70-inch TV. Who are you? Elliot Evans has got the 60-inch TV and the 70-inch TV. That's a setup, bro. Yeah, and like I said, if people want to keep me posted, I'll have the ESPN app up here as well. Technically, I have a link. So it's not going to be like I'm going to be distracted. So I probably should, as a sports fan, probably just have the matchup on. You know what I mean? It'll be a little bit of a delay, but I probably should just do that. Right? It is a good matchup. All right. I got it up. Ooh, and it's 93-93 Heat and Knicks. No Jimmy Butler tonight, and it's very, very close. So I got this up now. So we got the Laker Warrior game. I got it on the computer here, and then we'll do the Kraken and the Stars. Jameson's a Laker fan, obviously. He says Lakers in 6. I highly doubt it. You guys could, but I don't know, man. The Warriors, to me, that's the only team that can probably beat Denver. And I definitely think you guys have a shot. But if it's me, I'm going probably Warriors in 6 or 7. I just don't think that you guys match up very well. But I do like your role players. And you guys definitely manhandled the Grizzlies. And we knew out of the top 3 teams in the East and West, the Grizzlies might be the most overrated. So you guys, did the damn thing. But the Warriors are a team that actually can make the finals, like Denver. And maybe Denver's only kryptonite, honestly. So, but we will see. Good luck to your Lake show. Oh, they said the Leafs were getting all excited they had a goal there on the Toronto power play, but they only got 29 seconds left. Yeah, and that's a big part of it too. I'm always going to keep it real, regardless if it's teams that I root for. If the Mariners suck like they do right now, I'm not going to fucking act like, oh, they're a World Series contender. I'm not, you got to keep it real. You know what I mean? No one likes to, have this biased fucking take if you want biased stuff, all you got to do is listen to any fucking podcast or any fucking thing on TV, with Stephen A or anyone else. It's just, I don't know. It's just not good podcast, and it's not good radio or TV when you know that there's a narrative where someone is paying someone or someone is telling someone, argue. You don't believe this. Like, hey, Skip, you don't believe the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl, but just act like an asshole and that the Cowboys are the best thing since sliced bread, and just argue, and try to make people believe that you really, truly think that Cowboys are going all the way every year. And I don't know. I just don't like fake people, and I don't like fake news, fake sports, fake takes. And it just seems like a lot of the fans nowadays, they get reeled in, to these outlandish takes, and they do it to be able to get your reaction. But a lot of the smart ones like me, I'm not going there. I'm not going to, you couldn't pay me to watch Skip Bayless, period. Or Stephen A. Stephen A is probably the worst in sports out of anyone. I could go the rest of my life and not see his face or hear his voice and be completely fine. He is horrible for sports. He takes sports back like 10 generations just with him screaming and yelling and not knowing what he's talking about. Just because you yell with someone doesn't mean you're right. Final score, Florida 4, Toronto 2. Kraken, we're going to get started here in just a little bit. $5 holla. He said, wishing you a very happy birthday, oh dog. Appreciate that. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Thank you. What do you want to see for photos? You want some good luck? You want some LeBron or Anthony Davis here before we end up getting started? I got you. Whatever you want for the people. Same thing with you, Sarah. If you got something specific that you want to see for your dono as well, let me know. Is that Bang Bang Cactus Jack with a dude love approved? You know it, baby. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Jameson. It's always good when we get started off on a good note. $20. Let's get to a hundo. 80 to go to hit the first goal. And maybe if we're really lucky, we'll be able to get to 2 and hit the second goal. Shep, my boy, how are you? How's work? How is everything? I got the Knicks and the Heat on here on the computer. So I got that. And then I'm getting ready to do this Kraken matchup. You know, if you would have told me, you know, a couple years ago that, hey, you know, Northwest Sports Fanatics is going to be doing hockey, you know, NASCAR and all of these and Major League Baseball kind of on a regular basis, I would probably think, you know, that you're fucking crazy. But, you know, it does show the versatility and that I really feel that there's nothing that we can't do. World Baseball Classic, soccer, football, whatever it may be, NHL. And the nice thing about the NHL playoffs, I think it's more entertaining to me than the NBA. Like, obviously, you know, if you're an outsider, you don't know who the superstars are in hockey, so it might be harder to get into. But as a visual, watching people get hit, watching the action, even if the matchup ends up being 0-0 for a period or so, you just feel the intensity. I feel more. It's the closest thing to football that you're going to get. You know, because obviously with NBA and baseball, it's a little bit more low-key vibe unless we get further along, like maybe the East Finals, West Finals, and if it was like Boston with Tatum and Giannis neck and neck, and then everyone's standing up and that energy, you know, but I don't feel that energy in every matchup in the NBA playoffs, but I feel with the fans on the NHL side, it doesn't fucking matter who your team is. They always bring the energy in the building, and NHL crowds are better than NBA crowds. Hell, sometimes MLB crowds in the playoffs are better than the NBA. And they're getting started here. Let's go. I'm ready. I am ready. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. My boy, Shepard Williams. Not JT in the building. Yeah, we can get some Kobe. Absolutely. Kobe. All right, let me try to CA. He said, who wins this first game? Well, I mean, if we're following the mantra of, you know, road teams winning, besides New Jersey, what that was at home that beat the Rangers in Game 7 at home, we had 3 upsets or 3 teams that won on the road, right? The Warriors beat the Kings on the NBA side, right? So that was an upset. Florida beating Boston on the road, and then the Kraken beating the Avalanche. So to me, I'm not going to be like bandwagon, you know, and just think that Seattle's going all the way. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be realistic. I mean, you just have to be thankful that you got to the playoffs. You ended up, you know, taking out the champ from last year with the Avalanche. But I actually think when I feel the vibe today, I honestly think that Seattle can do what Florida did today to the Maple Leafs. I do think that they can win on the road in this first game. And then obviously in Game 2, then I think Dallas could maybe rebound in that. Kind of a similar setup when we ended up seeing Seattle go against Colorado and winning 3-1 in Game 1, right? And then they lost Game 2. So we'll see if I'm right. But obviously Dallas is very good, and I could see them winning this first matchup as well. I mean, we already know Jason is very, very good, okay? But we will see what happens moving forward. But I do like the chances of Seattle in this matchup and taking a 1-0 lead. All right, let me get some photos for y'all. And let's go through some of the photos here that I actually had prepped. So obviously I made the thumb, like how it turned out. Jason Robertson, I see you. One of the only Asian Americans that's in hockey, and he's damn good too, leading all the statistics for the Dallas Stars. I got you, brother, and I got you on the thumb, and I'll even hit you with the logo. but we can't do too much Dallas. Okay, we got to represent the Kraken here. All right. And then we got a little bit of Bjorkstrand. Hey, a little bit of Maddie. All right, I hit you a little bit with this, a little bit with that. How about Jordan Eberle? I hit you with that. And then what about Gru? What a fantastic job. If he didn't do what he did in Game 7, they would have easily lost that matchup. 4, 5, 6 goals. They could have had 2 or 3 in that first period. The former Avalanche goalie came up big, and I am fucking ready. Let's go. All right, once it gets to like a commercial break, since we're starting, I will end up getting some of the Kobe photos and Laker photos for y'all. You did? Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And if anyone's got Twitter, if you want to do your boy a solid and help me get some more people here, it'd be greatly appreciated. Looks like Dan followed me and I followed back there on Twitter. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sarah, and a few others like Cyberpunk for retweeting. Appreciate that. I'm excited for this matchup. My boy Shep, happy birthday, brother. $25 dono. My boy. Like I said, I got the NBA on here on the computer as well, so shouldn't miss anything. The only thing I'm missing is going to be the Mariner game, but I'm recording it and I'll watch it later tonight. But no Julio, but it's the fucking A's, so they're terrible. So if we can't beat the A's, we don't deserve to fucking even play baseball. $25 dono for the birthday boy. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang, $25. Appreciate you very, very much. Yes, I think, like I said, for me trying to get into this, obviously this is going to be my second year, of doing NASCAR, but my first year starting to kind of do, hockey full time, or moving forward, I'll be doing it, more full time, some in the regular season for the Kraken and obviously in the playoffs, regardless if the Kraken is playing or not. I'll do other matchups as well, just based on my availability in the studio. But I feel that, these playoffs have been really exciting. And obviously when you get upsets and more game 7s, that's great for sports. Thank you, Shep. We appreciate you. JT in the building. What to do? $45, 55 to go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Woo! That one turned out good. I'm starting to become like pretty fluid with it. And like I said, every time I do something new or different, it's exciting because it's an opportunity for me to be able to show my style and kind of how I wanted to portray things. And really the only thing that was lacking, I feel, on the channel from, a while back. Oh, Stars score first was the thumbs, but I got that on lock now. Damn it. There we go. Dallas early. Fuck. Damn it. Oh, man, the Stars crowd is lit. But the energy out of the fans on any team is just electric. And like I said, I wish NBA fans and MLB fans were more like NHL, NFL, and wrestling fans that had a little bit more passion. I mean, some are, passionate, but as a group, you get more passionate fans out of wrestling, NFL, college football, and NHL, hands down. How the fuck are they going to get a goal on the fucking second shot already? 1-0 Dallas. Fucking, they almost scored again. I'll get a picture of Joe here for the Stars fans. Pavleski. 1-year deal for $5.5 million with the Stars. Well, I imagine that money's fucking paying off if you already got a goddamn goal already. 1-0 Stars off the second shot. All right, baby. I'll even hit you with your logo. I'm not a hater. Boom. There you go. 1-0 Dallas. Got to have good karma. You don't want to be a hater. You know, you want the sports gods to see that, you know, you just want a good competitive matchup here. Come on, Kraken. Thank you, Shep. Let me know what you guys want to see for photos. I know, obviously, some Laker photos for Jameson once we get to a commercial break. And then I got the matchup here. Knicks 101, Heat 100, even though I got a little bit of a delay. Very aggressive start for Dallas. They're not fucking around. Josh Hart with a big shot. I think it's 104-100. Knicks are up, but no Jimmy Butler. 1-0 Stars on the Kraken. I was really hoping Seattle could have started off like that, but I feel this is going to be just as difficult of a series as the Avalanche series. I mean, really what it's going to come down to is Grubauer. I mean, and the Dallas Stars dominated Seattle in the regular season. I think they went into Seattle and won a couple matchups. So it's going to be very difficult to match up. Oh, nice hit. But I think a lot of us, you know, we believe that, you know, if you can go 7 games as an expansion team in your second year and beat the former champs, anything's possible. Maybe not Stanley Cup champion, maybe not even getting to the Stanley Cup finals, but, you know, maybe going a little bit further than people think. But just like any good hockey team, you know, you have to be aggressive and you have to have a great goalie or a couple of them. 14:30 left in the first period. Dallas 1, Seattle 0. Stars fans just fucking excited already. You got me a photo on IG too. What'd you get me? Food? What did you get, bro? Ooh, what'd you get? Playables. Ooh, that looks good. Bro, that looks good. Come on, Kraken. Let them know. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And that looks delicious. And speaking of delicious, fuck that delicious on Vice Channel, even though it sounds like Vice Channel is going into bankruptcy when they started doing like the Dark Side of the Ring and some of these other things. That's one of my favorite networks. I love Action Bronson. I spent like 6 hours over the weekend watching Fuck That's Delicious when he's just going all over the world and eating food, drinking wine, and hanging out with his friends. If I could meet any 3, like anyone in the world, like athlete or celebrity, believe it or not, in my top 3 out of anyone on planet Earth, Action Bronson would be in my top 3. He actually might be my number 1. I know that sounds kind of crazy, you know, compared to me being a fanatic. Like, what about Jordan? What about King Griffey Jr.? Like all these people, Julio. I just like Action Bronson because he's fucking real and genuine, and he just seems like a really cool person to vibe with. Big sports fan, you know, loyal as fuck, and definitely has an eye for food. I'm well-rounded, motherfuckers. He said strippers. Yeah? Is that what we're talking? Megan with a $50 dono. Happy birthday. Oh, doggy dog. Kraken jersey, dark blue. Coach's name, number on it. You're locked in. Release the Kraken. $50 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And obviously down 1-0 at this point, but let me know what you want to see as I get to some of the others as well. And anytime during the commercial break or intermission, that's when we'll do a lot of the photos for you guys. And thank you so much for your generosity. We love you. We appreciate you. All right. Oh, it's going well. We're down 1-0, but it's going good. All right, let me get some photos up here while I can. So I need to do some Kobe Bryant for some of y'all as well as some of the Lakers as we get into this next series here. But I got to hit you with the fresh if I'm hitting you with the Kobe. And so anything that comes up for photos will be for people that have donated. And if they have anything that's their favorite, it can be hockey or non-hockey related. I'll try to show some love. Taking away the walls, the reloads, they just cause fits for a real talented Colorado group. And, you know, I wonder here in round 2, especially here in game 1 after a 7-game series, will Seattle have the Colts related? Okay, I got you. Appreciate you guys. $95. Let's get to a hundo and then see where we go from there. Let's go. I appreciate you guys very much. It said frozen yogurt with granola, banana, mangoes, fresh. It looks good. Where are you at right now? What state are you in? I know you travel a lot for work and whatnot at airports and all that, you know, doing the damn thing. Where are you at right now? You're not in Atlanta right now. You're not in Georgia. You're probably somewhere else, right? All right, we're in the first period, 13:25 left. Stars up 1-0 on the Kraken. And I don't really think it was horrible defense, you know, on Seattle's part with that goal. Just kind of caught them by surprise. Yes, absolutely. I'll get you. Still in Florida? Oh, wow. You're going to be there for a while. Benias. Come on, baby. We need Grew to play big today. That is facts. Let's go. I don't want this to be a blowout. Yeah, what's the weather like in Florida right now? Like, what are we talking? Is it like 80 or 90 degrees? Oh! Get up, Grew. 4 shots on goal for Seattle, but none of them have really been even close, in my opinion. And then 5 shots for the Stars. And then on the second one, they got their goal right out of the gates, which was kind of unfortunate for at least Kraken fans. Obviously, if you're a Dallas fan, you're loving that. Oh, good save. Good job, Grew. Let's go, baby. And then what did Jameson want to see? Let's see here. Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves. I got you. Your boy's going to work quick here. Let's see. All right, so we got the Kobe here, and then we got the Anthony Davis. It's gonna be a fun series. That's facts. I'm gonna get you your Anthony Davis here real quick. Bang, baby! I'll get your Austin Reeves here in a moment. 11:30 left in the first period. 1-0 Stars. Grew with the save. Nice job. And you could probably argue the coolest thing that actually emerged from the Lakers to give you hope that maybe they can keep pulling off these upsets against the Grizzlies as well as the Warriors. It might be him. His swagger is on a whole nother level. He was very passive and kind of soft. And then LeBron had a little talk with him. And I mean, now he's just a warrior out there and a big part of their success. That's big facts. I mean, I'm a Blazer fan, but I'm not going to be a fucking hater towards the other teams, you know, that are in the division. And honestly, the Lakers had the best trades in the the trade deadline cutoff. They made the best moves, and they went from 13th in the West, and then they moved all the way up into the playoff push and ended up beating the Grizzlies, which I thought that they could, and they did. And they have a legitimate shot on beating the Warriors too. It's not like they're out of their element. You got LeBron and AD, but really, if LA does win the series, it's not going to be because of LeBron and Anthony Davis. It'll be because of the role players. That's facts. Kraken with a penalty. Fuck. Now we got a power play. Geeky. I had a friend that actually posted that he did his very first seafood broil ever, and with the crawdads and everything, with the corn, and I was like, how was it? Were you intimidated? And he actually was like, you know what? It's not really my thing. At least I thought. And then he had it, and he's like, yeah, it's really good. And I was like, yeah. Sometimes things can be a little intimidating, but if you just give certain food a chance, you'll never know what you might really love, or it might end up being one of your favorites. Good deflection there. Now Dallas has a power play. We got to be strong here. Come on, Kraken. 1-0 Stars. Go, baby. Go, Seattle. Go, baby. Big save. At least a good opportunity for Seattle on the break. Shorthanded on the power play for Dallas. Penalty kill, first round. Wow. All right, looks like the Knicks are about to wrap up this game, which is pretty much expected at home with no Jimmy Butler. Yeah, and if you didn't think Jimmy Butler was a Hall of Famer or really that good of a player, you just got to go back and look, what he's done, since the bubble until now. I mean, rarely gets talked about, definitely slept on, but is, one of the, I feel like kind of like guys that never really gets the proper love or appreciation until maybe he's retired. And then people will show that proper love, unless, Miami continues to go a little bit further than people think. Hi. Let me check it. And yeah. So 10 minutes, check it. And then after 10 minutes, then what? Yeah. You're not going to be here in 10 minutes? Okay. 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 Another 10 after if it's not. Okay. All right. All right. 8:45 left in the first period. I got to keep a track of the clock here, so I have to go check food here in like 10 minutes. Oh! Boom! Let's go. There we go. There we go. Woo! Let's go. Electric, baby. Let's go. That's what we need. Keep fighting. Keep battling. Jaden. And that's big to be able to get that goal, early in the first period, rather than having to wait until like the second period and keep like playing from behind and whatnot. Let's go, baby. 1-1, Kraken and the Stars. Let's fucking go. Jaden Schwartz. Assist by Morgan Geeky and Jordan Eberle. Let's go. Oh, damn it. Again, so quick. Oh, damn it. 2-1 Dallas. Just when I got excited that we tied it up, they're like, fuck you, O-Dog. All right, well, fuck. Fuck me, huh? I guess that's how it goes. They're like, we're on a tear today. They're for real. I knew this was going to be difficult. I was not acting like, this is going to be something where we're going to sweep them. If we end up winning the series, it will have to go 7. It's not going to be something where we're the dominant team. We're definitely the underdog. Even though that the Kraken have been playing very well. God, Joe again? Joe Pavlevsky with 2. No hat tricks, damn it. It's already the first period and he's already got 2. Fuck. Come on. Much respect to him, though. He's been locked and loaded early. Great goal. Reflect in the building. What to do? He's like, damn, oh boy's doing Kraken now? Grinding, bro. How are you, Reflect? Yeah, I did game 7, and we actually had pretty good results. I had like 1,600. So when I told Sarah that I was thinking about doing that over baseball or basketball, I didn't really know if anyone would show up or if YouTube would like promote it or like recommend it, to other people or where I would fall, in the search bar, like if I'm in the top 5 or top 10, or if they put me like 85th, like they usually do, and no one can find me and they don't give any notifications to anyone, which is kind of sad. But yeah, we did really well. And then I did game 7 for the Devils and the Rangers. And I figured, I'd rather do playoff NHL hockey than do NBA playoffs personally. Just good energy. I get more excited for it, and I actually enjoy it. It's like if I enjoy NHL and NASCAR, because I can't be fake. You know what I mean? I can't just put on a smile and act like I'm into the NBA games when I'm not. I know some people do that, absolutely for sure, on YouTube and Twitch. They act like they love the NBA, and it's, but sometimes it's like pulling teeth, man. Like, I get it, if you're trying to establish yourself on a channel, but you can still be the most hardcore NBA fan. But if you're older, maybe if you're younger, you don't know any better. If you're, 20 years old, 25, and you've been, just born within the last 23 to 25 years, you don't know any better. You're in that LeBron Curry era. But if you're like me and you're a little older, if you're 30, 40, 50 years old, and you compare it to what the NBA was back then in the 80s and even the 90s with Shaq and Iverson and Kobe, this is not the same league. So, but I still am watching. Even with that being said, I got the Lakers and Warriors, obviously here on the computer. So I'll keep track with that with you all together. And then we'll be doing this matchup here, and hopefully that the Stars don't run away with this. And we'll get some photos up here for Jameson. Little Anthony Davis. But Reeves is probably one of my favorite guys that, that has developed for you guys. And it's just nice to be able to see role players. And usually that's the key. If you end up getting to the Western Finals or Eastern Finals, it's going to be, typically based off, the role players, especially in the NBA. Yeah, you'll have your superstars, but typically you're going to get to that final destination, right? And we ain't talking the movie. You got to have good role players, bench guys that don't fucking suck ass, and have a good 3, 4, or 5 in the lineup. So. Yeah, it is my birthday today. Your boy is a handsome 41, even though I still get carded everywhere I go. They're like, you're not 41. Your boy is. It's my mom. I think I'm just blessed with the good genes, good skin. But like when I met up with my dad and my stepmom and stuff, there, like I'm always going to have a college kid energy. That's always how my personality has been. Back when I was young, and it's going to be the way that I am always until I die. That's facts. All right, we're in the first period in the West second round. Game 1, Kraken 1, Stars 2 on the road. 2 goals by Pavlevsky already, but at least Jaden Schwartz got something for the Kraken. So reflect, my boy. He says, it's your birthday, baby. $100 dono for the birthday boy. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. And I'm trying to continue to show that I am the most diverse channel on YouTube, hands down. It doesn't matter if we talk music, food, hockey, NASCAR, basketball, baseball, football, wrestling. It don't matter. We can do anything here and do it at a very high level. And like I said, it's nice that I have people that are smarter than me in like soccer and the NHL to get me up to speed. And plus, I have a lot of pride in myself based off, the names, the pronunciation, the film study, the reading. Oh, yes! Let's go! Woo! Let's go! Woo! Yes, sir! We tied it, baby. Let's go. I'm not going to have that kind of emotion when I'm watching NBA. I'll tell you that. I mean, even if the Blazers are playing, I don't know, man. The energy is different when you do hockey. Closest thing to football that you're going to get based off energy and passion, as well as wrestling. Tied up, baby. And I love it that Seattle actually legitimately has a shot to surprise the world. Let's go, Justin Schultz. What a game. And I feel like every game has been very good for the Kraken throughout the playoffs, too. And that's why a lot of interest from fans that aren't Kraken fans, they're like tuning in. They're like, let's see what this fucking little baby brother. Oh, another goal! Let's go! Woo! Are you fucking kidding me? Bang! 3-2 Seattle. Woo! Are you fucking kidding me? I don't even have time to fucking get the photos up. My goodness. Oh, baby. All right. So we had the goal here from Seattle, and then I got to hit you with the new one. Oh, my goodness. All right. Jaden, Justin, and then we got to hit you with Oliver. Let's go. 3-2 Seattle. Shit, Oliver, Bjorkstrand could have had 5 goals in that fucking game 7. Unbelievable. Maybe the sports gods know it's like the birthday today. They're like, you know what? I mean, this is a game that normally Seattle maybe would lose, but they have been good in game 1s on the road, and maybe they could do what obviously Florida did to Toronto in the previous matchup when they won. But, I mean, if they lose tonight, I'm not going to have a shitty birthday or anything like that, but I don't know, man. Something with the sports gods, Let's go. 3-2 Kraken. Release the fucking Kraken. Unassisted by Oliver. Oh, baby. Let's go. 3-2. All 5 goals in the first period. I would have not predicted that. But maybe that's a little birthday love, Maybe that's a little bit of the birthday love, baby. Just like this. Bang, bang, bang. And like this, boom, boom, boom. Thank you, too. Appreciate you. And everyone else that's donated. Appreciate that. Yes, big dono. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I missed you. I haven't been able to talk like Seattle sports, and I'm fully invested, obviously, in the Mariners. I think everyone knows that. Kraken, I'm going to be fully invested. And then, even going into next year, Tampa's going to be absolutely horrible. So if that means if I have to, do maybe some, Seahawk games or, do some extra games to make up for Tampa being so shitty, why not? We are Northwest sports fanatics, and I do know a lot about Seattle as well. And I know they have their own specific channels and people are doing that there, but it still give another opportunity for Northwest fans to come hang with me if I go out of my way and do like a morning game with Seattle, and I'll still do Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. So I know Seattle will be a hell of a lot funner to watch than Tampa. That's big facts. Appreciate you. Let's go. Did you? Oh, baby. He said Kraken. Let's go. Release the Kraken, baby. Let's go. Spencer in the building. How are you? Let's go. And the game sevens have just been fucking incredible. I mean, obviously the Devils against the Rangers was a blowout 4-0, but Odin's son, one of the original OGs, one of the first mods and one of the first people that ever donated to me on the channel, big supporter, is a Devils fan since he's been a little kid. So I decided to do the game for him. I think he was nervous that they were going to lose, and they ended up winning 4-0. So hey, if I can give a little bit of good juju on there, I will. All right, I need to go check this chicken before it gets burnt. So give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back. 32 and 19. The road teams are on the road so far in the playoffs. I think that speaks to the parity in the National Hockey League as well. I think it was tipped in front again. 4-2 Seattle. Jordan Eberle, it looks like got a piece. Damn it, I step away for a fucking second and it's 4-2. I heard it in the kitchen. Now I'm in here looking real quick. Son of a bitch. I didn't even get a check. I just heard 4-2. Let me see. Let me see. What is going on today? Is this real? What the hell is going on? I can't even rest. I can't even get the photos up of everything. Oh, my God. 4 goals in the first? Happy birthday, Kraken. Let's go. What the fuck is going on here? It is very rare for a team to score 4 goals, not only in any period, but especially the first. I guess the sports gods really love your boy, I guess, huh? They're like, you know what, O-Dog, we're going to do as much as we can to get to as close to 8 goals as possible. Well, we're fucking halfway there. Oh, my goodness. Eberle. Hey. Eberle, Bjorkstrand, Schultz, and Schwartz. 4 different individuals. And we don't even have one of our best players playing because he's injured. Let's go. We just got to hope that Gru can stay tough. I need to go check this chicken again. God damn it. This game is so intense. I can't even walk away. All right. I'll listen from the kitchen. Suitor to Glendenning. Schwartz able to play one back to his own line. Owen Larson sends it right back into the Dallas end. That one splits past Ottinger. The forecheck goes to work for Seattle. Kind of fighting hard. Heiskanen takes it away. Banks one to Glendenning at the red line. He'll pitch it deep. Right, Fox up first to the front for the Stars. Hit by Larson. Lofton in his skates. Donato backs him up. Check towards the net. Close wide. Grubauer. From Glendenning. Strong puts it behind. And brought out to the neutral zone. Strong with speed across the line. Strong angles. All right, I'm back. I mean, probably not ideal for me to be doing a stream where I have to watch every single second and then everyone leaves and then I have to go and check ovens and chickens and make sure that everything's cooked properly. But I think we're good. I'll have to check again. But my goodness. Plenty of photos for y'all. Oh my God, what an amazing start. Shout out to the GOAT. Let's go, Hack. Let's go. 4-2, Kraken. That's for Megan there. And we'll get some more. We'll get some more once we go to commercial break and once we go to intermission. 4-2 Seattle with 2:10 left. Let's go. I mean, I was hoping just like, luckily that like we would be able to hang and maybe pull off like a 4-3 really tough matchup and just find a way to squeak it out. I did not anticipate 4 goals, and let alone I didn't expect Gru to give up 2 right away. I knew he would give some up to this team, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. And Seattle is slowly but surely gaining more and more fans, not only in the Pacific Northwest, but I think hockey fans in general, old school and new school, that is just curious. It's like this like mythical like thing, like Bigfoot. Like you don't really know when you're going to see them, do what they do, but they're just getting better and better, and they just keep seeming to surprise you. And they just kind of come out of nowhere. 4 goals in the first. I can't believe this. This is wild. I know. That's what I'm saying with betting on the NBA and NHL. I mean, you're going to be, or the MLB for that matter. It's, a lot of money is lost. That's facts. Fantastic game. I love it, man. Well, obviously, if I'm diving into this is the type of shit that I want to see. It makes me even more, invested in and a fan, And like I said, even if Seattle doesn't make the playoffs the next 2 or 3 years, let's just say they have injuries or they're not good, will I still do Kraken games? Yes, I will. So, I'm just trying to do as many things as I can and trying to do the top events each day, whatever they may be. And also, too, a lot of people aren't versatile enough, to be able to do many, many things. A lot of people just stick with football because that's all they know. So that's always good for us here because, there's really nothing that's off the table. Hell, I did fucking rugby reaction videos back in the day. So, soccer, rugby, Ronaldo, Messi, Ibrahimovic. Nothing is off the table. If I'm willing to do fucking rugby reactions from back in the day, I'm willing to do pretty much whatever. As long as I'm having fun and it's entertaining. All right, we got 30 seconds left. 12 shots on goal. Seattle's got 4 goals on 12 shots on goal. Dallas, 2 shots on goal out of 11. 2 goals on 11 shots, 4 for 12 for Seattle, or at least the Kraken. And I'll get some photos for the people that donated here. Ooh. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wild. Now, was that the most wild first period in the playoffs? Out of anyone that's watched like almost every game of every matchup in the playoffs, was that the best first period in the playoffs so far? 6 goals? It's got to be one of the top. How are you doing, Odin? I know that you were having a rough day. I don't even know if you knew it was my birthday or whatnot, if you took yourself off social media or whatnot and stuff. But I'm glad that you're here, bro. 17-9 Warriors. And I would assume Warriors at home are going to be very hard to beat. All right. So what kind of photos do you want me to throw up here? Megan, anything specific you want to see? I know you wanted some of Hack. I got that. I'll get you some more of others if there's anything specific. I'll be sprinkling in a lot of just Seattle photos. Bjorkstrand, Maddie, I'll do that. But if there's anything else that you want to see, Eberle, Gru, I got you. And then we can do some photos for Reflect and a few of the others as well. But you let me know what you want, and I got you. Can't believe we got 6 goals in the first period.
At AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? Mm-hmm. What about this? AT&T's deal is better. Everyone gets a.
So you started off with Pavlevsky. Obviously, he got a goal on the second shot. It was like really early in the game, within the first like couple minutes. Then it was 1-0 Dallas. Then 1-1 when we got Jaden in the building. He got going, which was nice. Right? Then Joe scored again, got 2 goals. I was like, no hat tricks, right? Then we got Justin involved, Schultz. So you got Schwartz and then Schultz. Okay, you got it? Got it? And then Bjorkstrand, we already know he could have had 5 goals against Colorado in Game 7 on the road. And then Eberle. I mean, it's wild that it was a different person for all 4. I mean, talk about being fucking well-rounded. And on top of that, even Megan will tell you, their best player got hurt in the playoffs. So just imagine if they had him on top of it. Then probably more bandwagon Kraken fans. But I just think it's very cool to be able to see like the support for the Kraken. I've never seen an expansion team like get this much love from the outsiders. Like, you know, regardless of what team we're going against, you don't have to necessarily be an Avalanche hater or a Stars hater. But it just seems like a lot of people across the globe and in the U.S. are rooting for Seattle to succeed and to be able to hang with the big boys. And it's just awesome, you know, and especially you don't want expansion teams to be horrible, but you don't expect them to be good in the second year of their existence either. So pretty awesome. She said $400. I know hockey jerseys get very expensive. I've seen the Mitchell and Nesses for like the throwbacks, but I haven't looked to see what they have. But yeah, I definitely will be getting a jersey in the next year. I don't know when I'll be able to get it. You know, not any time necessarily soon, because I want to be able to take my time and decide who I want to get and stuff. But man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hi, Paisley. It's Dad's birthday. Did you know? She's like, yeah, we hung out all day. And it's crazy too, because I have a traditional Asian mom. You know, she's 100% Japanese from Osaka. You know, my dad's European, Czech, and it's like, you know, whatever you want to throw on a map, I'm probably a little bit of that, right? My mom isn't really into having like animals in the house. It's like shoes off, traditional like rules. You know, it's like shoes off. You know, making sure everything is in a clean and everything. And so when I brought Paisley over, she specifically is like starting to fall in love with Paisley, even though she's like, she loves Samoyeds. That's the type of dog that we had when I was a kid, a purebred. And then Gito passed away, you know, ended up getting like ulcers and we had to put it down like 20 years ago. So she hasn't had really any company, you know, since my dad and her got a divorce. And I told her she should probably try to get a dog, but you can't chain it up in the backyard like with my first dog. You have to let it be free and you have to be able to maybe have one inside. And I was really shocked. It's like the first time there's been an animal in my mom's house ever, but she knows that, you know, Paisley's like my daughter and she's like, okay, come in, you know, and then obviously she's like, oh, I'll just put some blankets on the couch and Paisley will sit there. And she did for a little bit and then took off to like her bedroom and then the bathroom. Hilarious. But it was a nice little visit and what a game. 4-2 Kraken. Unbelievable. Great game. Absolutely. And it also proves my point that this was a better thing to do than the Mariner game. That's just a regular season Mariner game. The only other event that I would have done today was obviously the Lakers or Warriors. But I felt that, you know, there's so many people that are doing NBA and NFL streams. If that's what they, you know, are a professional at, that's what they, you know, are doing as their primary, you know, as NBA or NFL. Sometimes it's hard to break in when there's so many people doing it. But I do feel there's less people, you know, doing hockey and NASCAR and baseball. So I got to be able to take advantage where I think I'm going to have the most fun, but where we're also going to get the most people and grow. And I think that if we did the Lakers and Warriors, we wouldn't have as many people, and I don't think it would have been as good. So I think we made the right choice. Plus, I got to represent for the Pacific Northwest, you know. Got to do as many Kraken, Mariner games, and I'll try to do as many Seahawk games moving forward too, especially next year. Tampa will be terrible, but if we get Caleb Williams, then things will be different, or Drake May. So it's amazing, huh? Crazy.
Jordan, for the first time in these playoffs, your team didn't strike first, but what a response. 3 unanswered goals. What went into it?
Pretty good. You know, pretty good. Not too bad. How about you, bro? It's going fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. 6 goals in the first period. 4-2. Kraken is up. Unbelievable. No worries. Well, when you go off Twitter, if you're like taking a break and you don't really go on Instagram and you're not on my Facebook, I wouldn't expect you to know it was my birthday unless you saw my post. You know, and I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, it's my birthday week or my birthday month. If you are one of those people, don't do that. I mean, no one likes to see that shit on the fucking Facebook or the Instagram or the Twitter when you're talking about birthday week, birthday month. That's a little extreme. And normally I know that's more towards maybe females than males, but I know there's guys that try to do that type of thing too. It doesn't matter if you're straight or gay or whatever it may be. But the birthday week, birthday month stuff is a little much. You got a day, embrace the day and then move on. And then it's someone else's birthday. But I do appreciate that, man. You're my brother for life. For life, brother. Oh, yeah.
Right angle here, and he's actually trying to tip this high underneath the ball. Impressive. 38 years old, turned 39 this summer, PK, and he just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, and he came back with a vengeance, obviously taking that huge hit in the first round, comes back in, impact break.
Unbelievable. All right, I got to go check this chicken real quick. And I'll get some more photos for you guys up here in a second.
But everything else that he does, the little things, the face-offs, just positionally, he's always in the right place at the right time. So it's a big push for Dallas here at home. Having him back is going to be huge. 30-16 as a star, 18 goals in those 36 playoff money. Oh, Keith Kachuk, your boy, and his Panthers had a good game one. Is he watching? Yeah, Walt's watching. Everyone's watching. Big Walt. Get involved, Walt. Let's go, Walt. All right, look.
This Percent Mission Report is presented by the first ever all-electric RC. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Unique style, cutting-edge innovation, and thoughtful details. Inspired by you. From the brand that delivers amazing ownership experiences. This is the first ever all-electric RZ. This is Lexus. Electrified.
Chipotle's new chicken al pastor is fire on every level. Fresh chicken hot off the grill. A rich marinade of seared burrito peppers and ground achiote balanced with a splash of pineapple. All combined for the right amount of heat. Chipotle's all-new chicken al pastor is where fire meets flavor.
At CDW, we get your teams working in different places, in different ways, and across countless different networks. So how do you get everyone on the same page? Microsoft Surface devices, orchestrated by CDW. They adapt to each user and deliver multi-layered security, so your workforce gets seamless experiences wherever they roam. For devices that fit your unique workforce, trust Microsoft Surface and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
These caramel cold brew M&Ms are like M&Ms with a coffee shop vibe.
Maybe too much of a coffee shop vibe.
This next one is about the importance of friendship, so I'm going to maintain eye contact while I sing it.
Oh boy.
Nothing scary about Energize Girls in the video. The #1 longest lasting double-A battery.
Okay. Chicken turned out good. Lemon pepper chicken, some asparagus with bacon bits on it. Just had to make sure that, cut it down the middle and making sure everything is good to go there. God, it was good. All right, 21-17 Warriors. And one sec here. Annoying, like when you pull up at like an ESPN tab and then all of a sudden something else opens up and it's like a, you can hear like a highlight package going on. Like, it's like, even if you're not hovering over it, like all of a sudden everything is like quiet. And then I hear these like voices in the background. I'm like, what is that? And then you got to look at all the tabs that you have fucking open. 23-21 Warriors are up. Going to be tough for the Lakers, but they can definitely hang. And I feel bad for you because I know you were only supposed to do a little bit of the remodel. And then they said, do the whole thing. So I imagine you're beat, you're tired, but I'm glad that you're in the room. Missed you, bro. He said, I had one approach me at the store. They're like, hello, Shep. Would you like my number? He's like, yes, I will. I will take your number or numbers. I appreciate that, my dude. 400 Aussie. What's 400 Aussie in American dollars? It's got to be like 250 to 300 American then, because I know hockey jerseys are very expensive. A hack, and more hack, baby. What it do, brother? How are you? $5 for the birthday boy. How are you, bro? Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. $5 holla. Reflect if you're still in the building. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll try to get some more photos for everyone that's donated. And I'll get Sarah some Colts as well here while we have some downtime. 300 US. Okay, that's about right. Yeah, very expensive. All right, let's get it's crazy though. I'm not too surprised that I'm so into it. You know, like I said, I really did love hockey back in the 80s and 90s, but I didn't really have any friends to watch it with. So same thing with NASCAR. I was kind of like the lone wolf. I'm like, you guys want to watch like hockey with me or like NASCAR? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, fuck, you know. And like I didn't really have necessarily a particular team. You know, I played a lot of the NHL games on like, you know, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation and whatnot. So that would help me out in that respect. But, you know, now obviously doing the channel full time and, you know, just trying to be able to do many, many things and challenge myself. And, you know, I really do enjoy NASCAR streams, but I think I enjoy NHL even more. That's no lie.
It's pretty simple for me. Can Toronto elevate their compete and their competitiveness in this game? Can they elevate it for the series?
4-2 Panthers over the Maple Leafs. Florida leads 1-0, but they beat Boston, and Boston was supposed to go all the way. So,
how many assists, how many points you have in the regular season? Guys need to buy in.
Florida is doing a really good job of bringing the game to areas that Toronto doesn't want to play it. They're more capable of playing it with their new personnel.
and if there's anyone that has donated that I've missed opportunity for something that you would like to see, just type it in the chat so I don't have to scroll up, please. And then I will take care of you, depending on what that is. Oh, GameCube, yes. Well, it was eventually going to happen because, like I said, I've been talking about it with my friend Justin when we go to Mariner games, and we already had it talked about like going to a game. And I felt that once I go to a game, that's when it like the hardcore fandom would have, you know, because I do so many things. Like now, if I wasn't a YouTuber or a streamer, right, I probably would have been able to get into the Kraken sooner. But when I'm just doing so many things for baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, you know, so many teams, so many, you know, events, you know, sometimes things get left in the back burner a little bit. But really what it was is a few of y'all on top of that Game 7. You know, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to see, you know, if Seattle can make some history, and I want to be a part of it. And I'm really happy that I did. And I've enjoyed every minute of it more than I even ever anticipated. Like even with a good matchup like Lakers and Warriors, you're not going to get that same type of excitement with a hockey crowd in the playoffs and an NBA crowd. And the only time you do get that big excitement, if it's like in the fourth quarter and the game is tied and there's, you know, a minute left, and then you start to see a little bit more energy. But obviously the NBA fans, it's not the same. It's like MLB. They get passionate for moments, but not the whole game. You know, they have their moments like in rallies and good runs, big plays. But I feel with like hockey, it's constant. Football, it's constant. Wrestling, it's constant. And that's what I thrive for. I love energy and passion. So that's what I like to watch. So, yeah, she knew my name, right? All the way in Florida. She's like, yeah, that NWSF guy, that O-Dog. Yeah, he's like, give me his number. Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, you already knew probably, you know, sooner than later, especially as big of a Mariner fan that I am. And I haven't been a bandwagon hockey fan. I never, you know, hopped on the bandwagon of any of the teams like the Avalanche back in the day or Detroit Red Wings or the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, I never hopped on. You know, I watched a lot of Gretzky and Lemieux and Brett Hull and, you know, Sakic, Patrick Wall, Chelios, you know, from all these other teams and whatnot, but I just never had a connection. And I finally, you know, have a team close enough to me in Oregon and Washington. And it just feels good to be able to start this now and then being able, like, it almost makes me feel like I regret not doing some more during the regular season or some of the games prior to Game 7. But, you know, I can't go back in time, but at least I'm doing them now. And we're getting good results. And like I said, we have some pretty amazing people in the room right now too. So Braves or Falcons related. Okay. I got you. And at least you got Bajan, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what the haters say, and even if the Falcons aren't very good and they still are a few years away from figuring it out with the O-line and the defense, at least you got running back, wide receiver, tight end. Like, there's promise there. Now you just have to decide, is Desmond Ridder the guy, or is he going to compete with someone else? And then maybe you guys get a quarterback next year and whatnot. But this guy is going to be the fantasy football guru. I mean, he will be – he might end up finishing in the top 10 as a rookie in stats overall. So there'll be definitely a lot of eyes looking on Bajan. And even if your line is shaky, he's still good enough to make plays. And that's a big fact. So awesome draft pick for you. All right, we're getting close to the second period, so I'm going to try to squeak some of these in. Bobby Boucher, Brian's brother. Well, I mean, how often are we going to see 6 goals in the first period? Oh, baby. Is that your guy? Looking good. And we'll get some photos here. And then reflect. If you got anything that you want to see, let me know. Shepherd. Florida, baby. You never know what's coming out of Florida. Oh, my gosh. Wild. Chef's trying not to get X-rated on the channel. He got approached by a little person trying to get his number and get the digits. Hello? Yes, I pulled it out and cut it in the middle, and it's out now. And I turned the oven off. It's good. I had some. Yeah, it turned out really good. And I had some of the asparagus with the bacon, which turned out good too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, it's on. I don't know. Maybe it's just bad signal in here or something, but it's on. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll just see you when you get back from the movie then. Okay. All right. Bye. We watched them all the way through 7 games in the opening round against the defending champions. And if the coaching staff of Seattle Dallas has to say to their guys, hey guys, said check the chicken. How would they not think they would beat a series watching what Seattle did to the defending champions in the opening round? 33-31 Lakers. Kraken 4, Stars 2. Second period, baby. And we'll get some more photos for all of y'all. But reflect if you got anything like Husky related or NFL related or anything related. It doesn't have to even be hockey related, but you let me know. I got you. Come on, baby. Let's go. And we got to make sure the defense is intense here for this whole game. Otherwise, Dallas will come back. Nice. I will. Some JSN, some Charbonnet, some The Ohio State University, or UCLA Bruin. Reflect, my boy. How are you? Chief, well, Chief, how are you? It's funny. He's like, is your phone off? No, my phone's on. Appreciate all y'all coming in and hanging out. For any of y'all that didn't know, it is my birthday today. Your boy is 41 years young. I mean, every year I get older, I'm going to keep getting carded, and people are going to think I have a fake ID. But I guess that's a good thing, right? "13 shots on goal for the Kraken, 11 for the Stars. Got to get into a power play here at some point or something. I'll get some of these prep for you while we're watching. Some Jackson Smith-Njigba, Charbonnet. Oh! Oh, penalty. Hooking. Uh-oh. Hooking, damn it. Here's one of the Smith-Njigba there. And got you a little UCLA with the Charbonnet as well. And obviously, me being a Pac-12 guy, I watched a lot of Charbonnet. There is a chance if Kenneth Walker, the third gets hurt, he could start. Like, I just don't know what they're going to do for rotations with some of the players that used to be there and the ones that are no longer there. Obviously, we know Penny was a disaster, never should have drafted him, just injury prone, made a mistake. You had guys like Travis Homer that were like, okay, but you needed better. But now with Kenneth Walker III and Charbonnet, it's kind of a nice 1-2 punch. And there'll be others that you'll have 3 or 4 in that rotation. And I'm excited to see, he's not, obviously, Kenneth is going to be the one, but if he does get hurt, that will open the door up to really see what Zach can do. And then obviously with Smith-Njigba, you already know, in the Rose Bowl when they played Utah a couple years ago, he had 3 touchdowns just like Marvin Harrison, Jr. had. And so, with DK and then Lockett, if one of them gets hurt, one of them eventually leaves, you have another true number 1 receiver. And obviously a lot of people thought he'd be the first wide receiver off the board. Very talented. The offense is going to be very, very fun to watch for Seattle. It's just going to be the O-line and the defense, just like last year and the year before. That's where people are going to watch and focus. But once that keeps getting ramped up, Seattle will have a chance to win the NFC West over the Niners, and maybe, sooner than later, they'll be able to make a NFC championship game appearance maybe in the next 5 years, depending on what Geno does and the guy they get after Geno, because they're going to need someone after him, on someone that's going to be at least like a top 12 quarterback. And I would assume they'll definitely find one. Ottinger with the save. Now keep me posted on everything. And I got you. Yeah, I like what you did in the draft. It's still going to take time, but I like what you did as well. Like I said, Seattle did well, Atlanta did well, Colts did well. And even though some people wanted to hate on, certain picks, but like I said, if you like the guy, you're going to grab him. Just like Detroit. Everyone wants to keep complaining that Detroit reached on both of those picks. And it's true. Maybe they did, but if those were the guys and they knew Swift was gone, they were going to get rid of him, and Jamal Williams is on the Saints, and they thought that was the guy that they, behind Bijan that they wanted. And, even though that guy probably would have ended up going in the second round, sometimes, you have to take a risk. And honestly, I'm pulling for Detroit. They haven't really made a whole lot of mistakes, and I like Dan Campbell, and I'm rooting for him. Out of any team in the NFL, I'm rooting to have success and make the playoffs. My number 1 team is the Detroit Lions. I will always root for them. I hate people that, you just keep getting embarrassed and you just suck forever. I mean, Detroit fans deserve to have some joy before they die. Facts. Seattle power play down to 10 seconds left. 14:50 left in the second period. Kraken up 4-2. Oh, big save. Well, you can have story time with me on Instagram. That's fine. Wiggins fade is nasty. Yes, it is. Yeah. But you're going to have to love him if he's on Seattle. It doesn't matter if he went to UCLA. Now he's on the Seahawks. So UCLA is out the door. You know, it's representing your pro team. So anything that he does, that's what you want. You want to have him be beast mode. And he actually is very athletic. I mean, I've watched quite a few games of him, not only against Oregon, but against other teams. I do a lot of scouting for Pac-12. I watch a lot of games, you know, week in, week out. Good save by Dallas. And he actually is kind of a sleeper. I don't think he's going to be like a top 10 running back or anything like that. But I do know if Walker gets hurt or if they decide to do a 1-2 punch, like a Thunder with Walker the third and a Lightning with Charbonnet, you know, he could catch out of the backfield as well. So. Oh, Forsyth. Yeah, good to see you too, bro. Yeah, and obviously they don't win championships without Draymond. Even if you hate him and he's just a shit talker, they don't win championships without him. He's the enforcer. He's the Ben Wallace, the Rasheed Wallace, the Dennis Rodman. And you can't always forget about those type of guys. They do a lot that's not on the stat sheet. And hell, I know Dame wants Draymond to come to Portland, and I do too. A lot of Blazer fans, if he's willing to leave and come to Portland, we'll take him. $13 minutes left in the second period. 4-2. Kraken still up. 2-0. Let's get to 3 for the birthday boy. You know, anything that happened during your rivalry times when the Trojans and the Bruins played, of course, you're like, boo, right? But when they go to your team and then you get these, you know, Pac-12 teams, and then you get, you know, the Seahawks drafting those guys that are close to home, you know, then obviously you want to wish the very best. And, you know, even going back and watching some of that tape on Charbonnet, you know, he definitely cuts well. I'm just interested to see on how much playing time he gets. Yeah, but a lot of times, you know, Pete and a lot of other coaches will surprise you because a lot of the players aren't on your radar because anything that they've, you know, exposed to the media a lot of times is lies or smoke, you know. And like I said, they could have ended up going Christian Gonzalez and they decided not to, you know. But for the player they got out of Illinois, you know, I imagine most Seahawk fans were thinking, all right, we're going to get Christian Gonzalez because he was the bigger name out of Oregon, right? And then the Patriots took him a little bit later in that first round. But if Seattle felt that this is the, you know, closest thing to like a Legion of Boom 2.0 guy, and Tariq Woolen is already 6'4", so you're not going to have necessarily two guys that are 6'4" at corner. One guy might be a little smaller, maybe a little bit more of a heavy hitter, maybe a little bit more of a talker, aggressive. And obviously the secondary is starting to really blossom for you guys. Now, if you could just get freaking Jamal Adams to stay healthy, you know, then things could even go to another level. But even if he never stays healthy, you still got an amazing secondary. And who would have said that a couple years ago? So I think there was a lot of surprises in the draft overall. And again, remember the draft this year was one of the lighter drafts based off talent in the last few years. So there was going to be a lot of trades and a lot of people going up, going down, and you know, a lot of surprises. That's for damn sure. So overall, you didn't like the draft. You give the draft probably like a C or C- for your team, huh? I will check. Hell no. We don't want no Dylan Brooks. That guy's a bitch. And even though he was an Oregon Duck, again, he did not act like that in Eugene. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was, him hanging around Bane and John Morant, but these guys went from being like wearing glasses and kind of being like, you know, nerdy and like normal You know what I mean? And like well-spoken and just chill. And then all of a sudden you go over to Memphis and then everyone's a fucking, Instagram gangster. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but obviously he hasn't made a whole lot of friends. And it sounds like even the Grizzlies don't want him back. And I don't even think, it's one thing to be a talker, but you got to be able to back it up. And the way that he talks like Draymond, he doesn't back it up. You know what I mean? He says, I can do more than play defense and shoot threes. Guess what, Dylan? You can't even really defend or shoot threes that well either. So if those are your strong suits, I mean, I don't want the Blazers to have them. I mean, it would be good to have like that annoying guy on your team, like Patrick Beverly. So it's like, oh, I don't really like this guy, but at least he's not going against my team, because it's just like that pest that just never shuts the fuck up, right? Always yapping. But if he's on your team, you kind of like him. And I imagine that's how it was typically for Beverly or a Russell Westbrook or, a Draymond Green. Oh, good stop there. Good save by Grubauer. No. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. That's not going to happen because you guys are going to make the playoffs. Hell, you guys might win the NFC West. It's going to have to be a shitty team like Arizona or Tampa Bay, that has a good opportunity. Maybe the Texans, but obviously they won't be looking for a quarterback. They got CJ, but Caleb's more than likely going to go number 1 overall. Unless Drake May has some like insane season and wins the Heisman and blows all the numbers out of the water, and then Caleb gets hurt. But those are going to be the top 2 guys in next year's draft. And I pray to God, the sports gods, that I get one of them. You guys are going to be too good. Too good. No, because he's loyal. You know what I mean? It's not about, the rings and chasing rings, like LaMarcus Aldridge leaving us when he could have stayed with us, but he thought, oh, I'm going to the Spurs, I'm winning a ring. And, it's not like he would have won a ring with us either, but I mean, the fans would have loved him a lot more instead of him leaving, because he went from being like, LaMarcus Aldridge, legend Blazer, to like, fuck you, bro. Like, you left, dude. Like, you could have stayed and tried to build something with Dame, but you were just like chasing the ring and you didn't even get it. So, because if Dame leaves, then he gets a ring, then people are going to be looking, oh, Dame's a ring chaser, even though everyone says that he should go. But he's loyal, and he's loyal in the community. He's just not that type of guy. And it would mean more for his legacy staying somewhere for 15, 20 years and not winning it, rather than ring chasing. But I know, obviously him and Giannis would be a great combo. Draymond coming through. If we can get Wemby and the first pick in the draft, that could definitely help. But he's never leaving. He just hopes that, we can build something, but we never do. People don't want to come to Portland because we don't have enough of a nightlife, right? As far as like LA and Miami and New York. But also on the flip side, there's a lot of fun things to do outdoorsy wise. And maybe a lot of NBA players aren't outdoorsy, that want to go snowboard or ski or go to the beach and do shit like that. Wakeboarding, riding fucking quads or wave runners, but also with dispensaries, wineries, breweries, and just the access of a lot of party things. It might not be the best thing for an athlete to be here in Oregon. You have to be very disciplined and have good friends. Otherwise, if you're hitting up the dispensary or the brewery or the winery or other things, that are a little bit more lax here in Oregon, then it's going to get you in trouble as an athlete. I know Greg Oden tried to act like that was the problem that he busted. It's like, no, your bones are brittle. And then you try to expose yourself to a girl, obviously with like the photos or whatever, you got caught. Now you're back. He was trying to get his degree at Ohio State, and now he's working through some basketball programs trying to be an assistant, but he just had brittle bones. He just had brittle bones, and we should have known that in the tourney when he was shooting free throws left-handed. You go for the best player available, not the best position, which was Oden playing center. Durant could have played 1 through 5. You made the wrong choice, just like you made the wrong choice with Sam Bowie and Michael Jordan. We did it again. But if we would have picked Kevin Durant, he has no fucking loyalty. He's a snake. He would have played his rookie deal and said, see you later, Portland, bitches. So it wouldn't have mattered. We might have been able to do something with Roy, Aldridge, and Oden if they would have all stayed healthy. I think we would have been able to make one championship appearance. Probably would have lost, but I think that if they all three were in their prime and never got hurt, I think we could have built something special there. But, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Never happened. Good save by Gru. Nice job, brother.
possess it, get it to the point, simple, roll it high, and then a shot with a tip once again. Now it goes out of play, but that type of mentality.
True, very true. And obviously them going back to back with their picks with CJ and Will Anderson, pretty crazy. Michael is in the building. How are you? Oh yeah, it's the Philadelphia Bulldogs, bro. I'm going to be very honest and clear about things, right? The draft overall for Tampa was okay. It wasn't fantastic. But the thing is we're trying to suck. That's why you have, Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield. So we're going to try to win 3 to 7 games, preferably 1 to 3 would be what I would want. So that way I can get my future franchise QB. But in reality, I'll probably end up winning closer to 5 to 7, just based off the talent that I have, unless they start like really honestly tanking. But we had some toothless linemen. We have that kind of, Ryan Jensen kind of vibe where we like linemen that are nasty. If they're missing a few teeth and they look like a hockey player, that's kind of what we like. So I like some of the picks that we had, but honestly, I'm not trying to win this year and we're going to be terrible. So, it's like, I'm glad that we had some spots that we filled, but until we get Caleb Williams or Drake May or my franchise QB, I'm not going to really be that excited about Tampa football for a couple years. Oh, cross check. 19 shots on goal for the Kraken, 14 for the Stars, 4-2 Seattle still. Yeah, and Julio got written off the lineup, obviously late. So we want to make sure we preserve his back and he doesn't have a re-aggravation to the injury because we need him to get better because he hasn't lived up to what he did last year. Right. Well, it's not going to be the Rams or the Cardinals, right? And we know Seattle is up and coming, but let's be honest, the offensive line got much better, but the defense is still kind of a bugaboo. Like it's a work in progress, and regardless of who the Niners have at quarterback, they are a proven team, with what they got with Lynch and Shanahan, that they can plug and play anybody at quarterback, even Brock Purdy. And there's a chance that they can not only win the division, right, win 10 to 14 games each season, but sometimes even overachieve because they get hot and healthy at the right time, and then they end up making the NFC Championship game. So that's me not being biased and just being realistic. Because if you ask most people who they think is going to win the NFC West, it's either going to be more than likely Seattle, or the 49ers. But the 49ers would have to get injured. They would have to, there's going to have to be something that happens on that end. Because right now your O-line and defense still need a little bit of work. Right. But again, sometimes a team that wins a division, they won't win it the following year. And you guys are getting closer. So it's not like I'm saying that you don't have a shot. At least you're not the Rams or the Cardinals. So that's just being real. See, that's why people got to respect your boy, because I can't be biased. I just got to keep it honest, no matter what it is. Oh, you jinxed him. He's an amazing player. I started watching some of his stuff in high school, so I already heard about him, and fantastic player. Like I said, he is going to bring so much energy, and depending on what targets he gets, if there's any type of injuries to DK or Lockett, no problem. I mean, you guys are going to go 3 deep, right? But for whatever reason, if one of them gets hurt like Lockett and you have to have Jackson in there, you're fine. You're not like, oh, God, there's a drop-off. It's like he is a 1, so pretty exciting. Ooh, 20 points, 9 boards. Nice. 56-53 Warriors. Yeah, but the thing is you didn't watch every Ohio State Buckeye game, right? Obviously you're going to watch a lot of the USC, but for some of us in this room, that's all we do is we watch all the good teams play. Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Michigan, and we watch every week. So if you've been watching his career, the guy is the real deal. You know what I mean? Like I said, anyone that goes in the first round, and obviously certain wide receivers can slide to the second or third round and still make a name for themselves like DK Metcalf, right? But he's the real deal. And like I said, that's also insurance if something happens to DK or Lockett. And that's why, watching more tape of other teams and actually watching games, not just highlights, is very important throughout the years. Yeah. Absolutely. B-Roy. All that knee cartilage just went away. 8 minutes left in the second period. Still a 4-2 matchup. Things have kind of settled down, but the Stars are still on a power play here with 55 seconds left. Root for both because those are both of your teams. Yeah, that's my guy, bro. Like, I had so much love for him in high school, and then when he went to Washington in the tourney, and then when the Blazers got him, I mean, us here in the Northwest love Brandon Roy, and we still do. Facts. Yes. Mosh. He's the best, bro. I love linemen that have no teeth. And he started off as a tight end and then worked his way to line when he had the growth spurt. He's nasty. Yeah. Kalijah and Yaya. Say 2 Bills. Let's get to 3. Oh, good save. Of course, Saints football wasn't very good because every fan, besides the ones that we had to boot off this channel, most of them didn't show up anymore. It's like, they were so good for so many years and loved to come in here and torment me and how bad the Bucks were. And I would admit it, we were not good. But then when we ended up getting Brady and Gronk and we had our Super Bowl run and then we ended up beating them, then obviously it was excuses. The league is rigged. The referees cheated, this and that. You guys are bums, even though we, beat you guys. And you beat us twice in the regular season. And we got the one, obviously, in the playoffs that mattered. But you got to stick with your team. Like, even with my Tampa Bay Bucks being absolute dog shit, you just got to stick with them. Will I watch all the games? Of course I will. Will I enjoy them? Not really. But, you got to keep representing. And I thought that was odd that, for all the shit talking that the Saints fans did, not a lot of them showed up throughout the year when I did Saints games even. They just fucking got depressed. They were just spoiled on, winning 10 to 13 games every year. They couldn't stand or handle winning less, It's a part of life, man. You're not going to be able to be great forever. That's why you got to take advantage when you're good. But I was surprised, They kind of acted like bandwagon fans where they only showed up when they were good and when they were shitty, they disappeared like Casper. Like, where are you, man? You can't, I still will give you some sympathy and tell you about the guys that I like on your team, even if things are shitty. But I guess certain fans will only show up when things are going good, just like in life. Right? It's easy to be able to root for someone when things are going good, but you can really tell the character of people when you're not in a good place mentally, physically, financially, if they're there for you. Facts. Anybody can hop on the wagon when things are going good and you're popular, right? But what about when things aren't so good? That's when you can really tell how people are. Facts. Nice stop. Yeah, still a few years away, and I don't think Ritter's the guy. I think he'll have to compete, but, imagine if you can get someone better with the offensive pieces you have. Keep building the O-line like Seattle did, and keep building the defense. And then sooner than later, you guys should be able to compete with the Saints, maybe, because obviously we know the Saints are going to be the divisional winner in the South. Tampa will be the worst, and then the Panthers and the Falcons will improve. Yeah, but again, it's also like paralysis by analysis. When everyone does so many mock drafts and everyone, does all these, articles and film study and highlight packages. The bottom line is you can spend 24 hours a day for fucking a month straight, which is obviously something that no one's going to do, and still be absolutely wrong about everything. Obviously some people had a hunch that they weren't going to go with Jalen Carter because of the attitude issues, but also it's, them wanting to be able to recreate the Legion of Boom. So that was really the priority, that it was going to either be A or B, obviously from the corners, Illinois or Oregon. They were going to go for one of those, but I like what they did, you know what I mean? And like I said, if you're not familiar with JSN, you will be once he ends up getting that first touchdown. And obviously that means less, targets, for DK or Lockett. But if he ends up getting big first downs and gets in the end zone, he is going to be very popular in Seattle. And like I said, he was on Ohio State. So if you go to Ohio State, you already know that those players are very solid. Most of the time, those guys pan out. Very rarely Ohio State players don't pan out, and usually it's quarterback. But within the last couple years, now it's looking like maybe C.J. Stroud and Justin Fields will pan out, and maybe it'll be a trend of something new. I wouldn't go that far. Steven's like, if Seattle keeps playing like this, they could win it all. You got to crawl before you walk. I think they're very good, but we just got to be able to take it a game at a time. Would be pretty fucking exciting, though, if they ended up making the Stanley Cup final, or even if they got past Dallas. And then the next matchup after Dallas would even be harder. Don't even know if we can do it, but I mean, based on how we've looked, and remember, like I said, I thought that this game could, go like Florida's game against Toronto when you're on the road and you're still riding that emotional high and that Uncle Mo, that momentum, that vibe. And again, if you remember watching the Kraken and the Avalanche when the playoffs first started, everyone's like, Avalanche in 4, we're going to sweep them, right? What happened? Seattle won 3-1 in game 1 and changed everyone's outlook on what Seattle hockey is all about. That's really when the perspective changed, when they won, and they won by 2 goals on the road. Even if people thought Colorado wasn't going to win back-to-back championships, but they thought, they'll get past Seattle. Not so fast. Let them know. It's like I also kind of feel too, and that I think the Saints fan also, they know that I'm the only like non-Saint fan that actually appreciates the players and shows love. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to appreciate and show love, but I'm also going to be critical when it needs to be critical. If things aren't good, I'm going to let you know. But if things are great, I'm going to give you more of a real take than most people on the internet, because most people are incredibly biased, even if they realize it or not. And it's just good to have an honest opinion, even if it's not that person's favorite team, where you can see things clearly with no bias, which is very difficult in sports now. But I think that's why I'm so respected, on YouTube and on social media, because I don't play that. Like I said, if the Mariners are doing shitty, you're not going to hear me saying we're going to go to the World Series and win it all and be a delusional Mariner fan. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Some Stephen A. Smith fucking take. All right, Seattle power play. We got about 1:45 left. 4:30 left in the second period. Nothing too crazy in the second period. Everyone's kind of settling down. And the crowd in Dallas, their energy is just gone after that 4 goals in that first period by the Kraken. All the facts. I mean, like I said, and also, too, if you're going to talk shit, you got to be able to take it. And that's another thing I think Elliot knows as well. Saints fans can't take shit talking. They love to talk shit, and they love to be aggressive and just keep talking, right? And then when things go bad, instead of being like, GG, good game, it's like, you guys cheated. The league cheated. Goodell cheated. And then they start fighting with each other in their own chat forums. Like, you wonder why people don't enjoy being around certain fan bases. It's like, if they're already going to be toxic with each other, of course you're going to be toxic with anyone else, even if someone is saying something that's truthful, but you just can't fucking admit to it. You got to be able to admit when you're wrong, but most people can't. But I'll tell you what, even though I'm a Bucs fan, Saints should be able to win the division for the next couple years until Tampa gets their franchise QB, and then a few more years for Carolina and Atlanta to get better. But I guess, if I'm a biased Buccaneer fan, I'm not saying that, And that's another reason why I don't participate in any Buccaneer forums or Ducks, because they're fucking stupid. There's a lot of dumbass Duck fans and a lot of dumbass Buccaneer fans that I can't handle. Like, I'm not going to fucking associate with you guys because you guys are delusional as a motherfucker. Like, we also had a person that was on the channel that would donate pretty heavy here and said that Tampa was going to go all the way last year. And I kept saying, no, they're not even going to be able to beat the Cowboys. And he bet $50, right? Didn't show up for a month after the Super Bowl was over, and then decided not to give the $50. And on top of that, said that they're never going to come back. So sometimes you think you know someone, and sometimes you don't. And the sad thing is, too, is that Sarah was going to get that money. You know what I mean? But like I said, I guess false promises. And we don't talk politics on here either, and it's obviously I never try to intentionally piss anybody off. I'm going to keep it real. Some people can't handle the truth or whatever, but But if someone's going to come after me, I mean, good luck with that. You better be prepared to be an assassin on the microphone or you're going to get obliterated. I'm going to give him the Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, the MJF on the mic. But with all that being said, Saints should have a good team moving forward. So all the crybaby bullshit that happened last year, they'll go back to being their normal selves moving forward. Good stop. I told you. Remember? I said, don't give up on him. And I had a feeling the 7-8-9 and the DH was struggling. He did very good. Obviously in the Cactus League, at one point he was number 1 in homers, ribbies, and OPS. And if it wasn't for him, we would even be worse now. So I can't say that I'm always right, but I was right about Kelenic. I told you, bro, that we can't even afford to get rid of a guy like that now, even if we wanted to. Too valuable to the team. And I ended up going to see the Cardinals and the Mariners just recently for a 2-game set. And yeah, I mean, he obviously everyone is kind of sucking on the Mariners hitting wise, but at least he was kind of keeping us afloat, since some of the others like Julio haven't really been doing that. CA said, I'm watching from Tokyo. Nice. 1 minute left in the second period. 25 shots on goal for the Kraken, 20 for the Stars. 4-2 Seattle. Nothing has changed from the first period. But on top of that being bad fans, it's also bad, coverage, from people that are covering the sport, on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, CBS, podcasts, and how many just dumbasses out there that think they know football, but they really don't, It's like if you're not putting in the time and the effort, and also on top of that, if you can't put yourself in the other person's shoes, you're never going to be able to have an honest take about sports. It's always just going to be pro your team and fuck every other team. It's a hard way to look at things. I try to look at just greatness overall. Even if it's like, I'm a Buck fan and I don't like the Saints or the Panthers or the Falcons, but I try to look at it as if those players that are good on those other 3 teams, if they were to join the Bucks, would I enjoy Cameron Jordan? Would I enjoy, Terrell? Would I enjoy, some of these other pieces? Of course I would. So I try to keep it real. All right, end of the second period, still 4-2 Seattle. Lots of scoring in the first, no scoring in the second. 65-64 Lakers up by 1 at half. Good for them. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, some fans are more delusional than others. And we obviously know with the Cowboys, some people are going to be very cool, but some Cowboy fans are just idiots and super delusional. And there's just so many of them out there that keep feeding into this bullshit because they keep believing anything that Stephen A. or Skip Bayless or these people on TV say is like truth. Just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. But apparently that's what it is now. If it's on the internet, it's true. So. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And it's, we're going through these memories together because it's not only like when you watch the game, right? But it's who you watch the games with to create those memories. That's facts. Of course they do. Of course they do. Fucking Mariners. Brutal. We're doing so shitty, dude. I have the game recorded. I was going to watch it late tonight, and then I knew that it was going to be replayed, but then Julio had a tight back. So I was like, they had him in the lineup earlier today, and then I was like, we're going to lose. And Oakland's terrible. Terrible. You love the XFL, CA? 4-2 Kraken, baby. Yeah, but they just don't have enough star power, for other fans. Like, at least the XFL was successful and it's kind of come to the championship. USFL is like, what do we do? Because since your league starts later, they thought, we're going to get all the XFL fans. Well, the thing is, XFL fans were interested in the first couple weeks, and the viewership has kind of dwindled off because you have NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, wrestling, all these other things that are going on. Now you got the USFL going, but no one cares. I don't think anyone's really even willing to watch because there's so many other things that are better, right? I mean, I don't really see myself watching. I know. Thanks for bringing that up. Elliot is a stat guy now. Doesn't hurt my feelings, but yeah. It's hard to be able to win games when you can't get fucking hits. Facts. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I don't want to get into an argument with fans that are, representing the same team as me. But I mean, it's one thing to have blind faith, but I mean, the Buccaneers literally were the worst team in the playoffs besides the Ravens, and even the Ravens were better than the Bucs. So it's not like we had that magic and the team had the depth. It was a horrible team that didn't even deserve to make the playoffs. But I guess if someone wants to bet me 50, I mean, if you wanted to bet me $50 just on the Dallas game alone, but you wanted to bet that they were going to go all the way, I mean, if that's not necessarily delusional, I don't know what that is. But if you're going to make a promise with me, come through. Don't come through a month later and then say that, I'm not going to be a part of this channel anymore, and then dip and then not even pay up, because then that $50 would have went from me to Sarah. So. But it is what it is. Or me and Sarah would have went 25-25 on it or whatever. But okay, no problem. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, it's rough right now. Like I said, we had that magical season last year, but unless, and it's still early, and usually when June comes around, the bats will heat up, right? But it doesn't look like, even if we did make the playoffs, it looks like if we did this year, we wouldn't be able to advance. Like, we just don't have the hitters. We don't have the pitching. It's just not there collectively, and then when we end up getting good pitching, no hitting. And then when we get all the hitting, no pitching, just like it normally was prior to last year. So, but I still will watch, and I'll still will represent.
He gets his heat in. 31-year-old German Philip Grubauer, he signed that $5.9 million cap contract. Really struggled last year and this year. 45, 45, and 9.
Yeah, like I said, we thought the Cardinals and Mariners would be just as good as last year, but obviously no Yadier Molina, no Pujols. Pitching with Waino was injured at the beginning of the year. You guys can't hit. You guys can't pitch. I can't hit. I can't pitch. And it sucks because it's like we were really excited that maybe we could compete with Houston and you could compete with some of the other teams. And then now it's like the Pittsburgh Pirates are good. The Baltimore Orioles are good. The Tampa Bay Rays are good. We're like literally in Stranger Things in the upside down. Every good team is not good, or they're struggling. Dodgers, Yankees, Astros, Mariners, Cardinals, and then all the teams that traditionally were bad now are good, which is kind of cool. But again, I want to be able to be halfway decent, and I know you do too. I know you're almost getting to the point where you're like giving up watching Cardinal games because every time you fucking watch, they lose. Rough. I get it. So, but I did get some amazing pictures, and I got to mingle with some Cardinal fans while I was there. We had anytime I go to a game, we usually have a very fire section, and we interact with those people. It's a lot of fun. And Cardinal fans were pretty chill, but I think they knew realistically that we had a good chance to win 2 out of 3, and we did. So. Yeah. Well, you guys have had injuries and struggled. Yelich never lived up to the money, right? But then now you have everything kind of coming together with the pitching and the hitting. And instead of being decent and then getting hot and then choking right at the end of the season and not making the playoffs when you're so close, now you guys started off strong, and it looks like the Brewers have a fantastic chance to not only win the division, but to make a playoff run. But but also it depends on if you're a Brewer fan, a Packer fan, a Bucks fan, and a Badger fan. Like if you live in Wisconsin, and we have actually quite a few people that root for all four, and some of them, are very hardcore and passionate. But I think some kind of get caught up with everything that's going on, and then they get petty and delusional and they get angry. You know what I mean? But you have to understand what your team is. If you're a Packer fan, you already know what's going to happen every year. If you're a Badger fan, you already know what's going to happen every year. The best thing that you got going for you is the Milwaukee Bucks, but Giannis got hurt, and now the Brewers are a highlight for obviously fans in that area, and good for them. Yeah. They're not good enough to beat Boston, though, I don't think. Yeah, really the only elite team from last year that's elite this year was the Braves. So, obviously for you and Jameson, you guys are so fun to watch this year. And like I was telling my dad, and when I met up with him for breakfast, when we went to Black Bear Diner, I was like, the Dodgers, you're better than my Mariners, but it's like, you guys aren't as good. You guys are not World Series championship worthy this year. And normally my dad will go over some things or we'll get better. But I think he kind of agreed. He's like, no Justin Turner, no Bellinger. The pitching has been kind of injured. The team isn't really the same. Like, you still got players like James Outman and these other guys that are stepping up, but the feel of the team is not championship. And it's the first time in a few years the Dodgers, they can still make the playoffs and still make a deep run, but they're not good enough to go all the way, in my opinion. I think my dad knows that. Like, if anything, the Braves feel like a World Series championship kind of team, but they're going to have to be able to keep it up for, the remaining 5-6 months. So, yeah. And Olsen, for Freeman. And then you got Sean Murphy from the A's for fucking a bag of potato chips. It was like, oh, Cheetos for Murphy. It was like Moneyball all over again, with Brad Pitt. That movie was actually on earlier today with him and Jonah Hill. He's like, oh, I think we're going to get rid of Giambi. He's like, no, we're not. But that, that's what they had to do. They tried to get rid of a lot of the guys, with the money and the payroll. And they just tried to go for lower name guys that maybe had some issues with attitude or injuries, but then, just a bunch of kind of knuckleheads that have talent, but they just need to be together. And it ended up working out for them. So. Yes, they are. And trust me, if you're here in the future when I do Brewer games, because I will do Brewers once in a while. I typically do Mariners because I met Griffey, and I've been a fan since the mid 80s. And my dad is, grew up in LA and he lived in Hawaii and he's moved around and lives in Oregon now, but he's been a fan of the Dodgers since the 50s. So I always try to, represent and do games for him as well, but then also good matchups. So, not necessarily just who Seattle or the Dodgers play. So. Yeah, Strider's the man. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go check up on Paisley real quick while we get to the third period. 65-64 Lakers. I want to look at the box score real quick. All right, so Anthony Davis has got 23 points, 11 boards, 2 blocks. Wow, 9 for 10 shooting. So that's the reason why they're in this game. LeBron is 5 for 9 with 12. And then what? D'Angelo Russell has 7, Vanderbilt 2, Reeves 2, Hachimura 6, and Schroeder on the bench with 13. That's big. And then for the Warriors, Clay's got 18, 7 for 14 shooting. Steph with an off night, 4 for 11 with 10. Wiggins has got 9. Green and Looney have 4 apiece. And on the bench, you got Poole with 13 on the bench to match Schroeder. 65-64, a very even series that should go 7 games. At the very least 6, but I could see it going 7, just like the Kings and the Warriors series. Lakers are good enough with their role players. Davis, Vanderbilt I like. Russell I like. Reeves I love. Hachimura started off as kind of a ball hog and an idiot, and he was taking like a lot of bad shots. Like, he got into the game and felt the pressure of like, if I don't make shots, they're going to bench me. But then you were taking dumbass shots, but now he's been a little bit more refined and a little bit more selective in his shot selection, and he's actually been much better. Then you got Gabriel, and then Brown, Schroeder, Thompson, Beasley, Harrison, Walker. Walker doesn't even play. Yeah, lots of good role players there. Obviously, they have better role. I guess, some of the role players for Golden State aren't too bad too. You got Green, Gary Payton II, DiVincenzo, Poole, Moody, Kuminga, Lamb. But obviously, when it comes down to it, Curry, Clay, Draymond, Kerr, that's going to be tough to beat. I really think that that's the biggest threat to Denver. And depending on, even if the Warriors or Lakers win this series, it kind of feels that Denver has been getting closer and closer to getting to the finals. But if that happens, I don't think they're going to win it all. I think if it ends up being Boston and Denver, it'll be Boston in 6. But we will see. Absolutely. I appreciate you too, man. Like I said, this has been a long grind for me, man. I've been doing this for 11 years. This is my 7th year on YouTube with not a whole lot of help after year 2. 5 years of, kind of battling with the tube. But I finally worked really hard. It took me 10 years to go full time, having 2 or 3 jobs. And that was January of 2022 when I finally went full time. And now we're about a year and a half in. And I really thought, in January through April, it was really rough. And I was thinking, fuck, I might have to go get another 2nd or 3rd job. But things are starting to kind of come around. So, and then if we can get through May and summer, we're going to be right back into football and we'll be fine. So, I don't think I'll have to do that. But yeah, I always appreciate new people coming through, and I appreciate you, man. We definitely have a different type of vibe here and broadcast. And I think I am one of the most versatile, if not the most versatile YouTuber that's really out there that does sports, because I feel like I do more than most. Not a lot of people are willing to do baseball, NASCAR, hockey on top of football, NFL and college, and then sprinkling a little NBA. And of course, we got to get wrestling in there too. AEW, WWE, ROH, or NJPW. Facts.
So good,
Reflect. What else do you want to see, bro? Is there anything else that you want to see photo-wise besides Charbonnet or let me know if you have anything else that you want to see. And then obviously Megan went to the other channel for the Kraken. So yeah, bullpens can always be modified and upgraded for sure. I appreciate you guys. Let me go check up on Paisley and maybe I'll have another bite of that chicken. I mean, it probably has cooled down a little bit, but I got to get those asparagus with the bacon crumble bits on top. So, all right, let me go check this out real quick before the 3rd period starts.
The all-new Chevy Colorado is made for more. Bring more. Do more.
Crazy to have that explosive start with 6 goals in the first and then nothing since then. But we will get goals in this 3rd period, guaranteed. All right, let me check up on my puppy here. Well, there you go. It's just whatever whatever you like. And obviously you're a big Brewer fan. So if you decide not to watch some of the football stuff, then you got the Brewers you can follow in as well. It's crazy because I ended up doing a baseball game. And then for whatever reason, I was promoted in Japan and like Brazil. And we had like 20 or 30 people in the room and no one was talking. So I thought they were like bots. And then I went back into the stats and then I found out that it was Japanese, like other people that watch other Japanese baseball channels that they got promoted to come to mine. And obviously they didn't speak English. So they didn't know what to say, I think, and maybe they had the, different kanji keyboard and other things that were coming up. So I was like, there's no way we can have 20 or 30 people in the room. And literally we only had like a couple people talking, like the regulars. So that definitely made sense. So where in Japan are you at right now? Are you in the military and you're stationed there? What's your story? Are you just living there? I'm actually half Japanese. My mom is 100% and grew up in Osaka. So I definitely have the Japanese ties. Not a lot of Asian sport YouTubers, Asian European, Japanese Czech, and some other Asian and European countries. All right, let me go check up on my puppy here real quick, and I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, that's cool. That is very cool. I always wanted to go to the Oryx Blue Wave when Ichiro was there. That's awesome. How long have you lived in Japan, bro?
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
It's a beautiful time for basketball.
I made it this far, but I still got a long way to take it to make it the greatest.
Championship medal comes through again.
Underdogs are safe. Whole crowd going crazy.
The Stokes dynasty lives to fight another day.
A rivalry reunion. Lakers, Warriors, Game 2.
National Hockey League is expressly prohibited. You're one step closer to the cup, but don't look ahead. This is the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, I'm back. Had another bite of chicken, some more asparagus with that bacon. Shout out to all y'all hanging out with me tonight. And it just feels good to be able to, find something that I can grow with and get new people and, and meet new people and like not just, get the X from the tube. It's like NASCAR was really good for me last year in my first year. I was getting like 1,000 to 5,000 views on races. And then this year, I know with Chase Elliott being hurt and then just the overall vibe, I know numbers were kind of down overall for NASCAR. But then it went from like 1,000 to 5,000 to like 100 to 500. It was a big drop off. And there was even some where barely anyone even showed up. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there for 4 or 5 hours, especially with NASCAR, if I'm not going to get people to show up or they're not going to promote it, on that end. So, I had to kind of cut NASCAR out, but at least now we have something to replace that vibe with the NHL. And then obviously I do baseball, NFL, when we have college football, NFL season. We do WWE pay-per-view watch parties every month. And then once in a while, we'll do some AEW too, or ROH or NJPW. So typically like football, wrestling is a primary. And then, we kind of just follow each season on what's going on. But I wouldn't mind doing NASCAR again. But again, it's like, you just want to make sure that it's worth it. Oh, what a move. All right, we're in the third period, y'all. That's awesome. Working, not military. Yeah, and I just, I've had some people that, have been in the military there, that were stationed there, and then others that weren't. So I was just wondering. Me too. I haven't been there since I was 5. I went twice while I was 3 and like 5 years old, and I haven't been since. I'm 41 now. Obviously, the technology, the food, the culture, the scenery, I mean, that's a big part of who I am and the way that I was raised. Yeah, maybe one day, bro, once we get things right, maybe we go together or something. That'd be dope, huh? Like a fucking vlog. Me and Shep fucking travel to Japan. That'd be wild. I think people would watch that. You do? There we go. I figured you did. Oh, we would be eating more than just noodles, bro. I mean, your palate would open up. And plus, you like food like me. So even if something, you wouldn't know, but, sometimes you just got to try, and sometimes the taste will surprise you. But just the technology and stuff, like, everyone's all waiting for the next PlayStation. They're already on like PlayStation 9 over there. Everything is advanced. They got like flat screens right now that roll up into like a ball, like a newspaper. And you just unfold them and it ends up being perfect. Like the technology over there, like anything that they got over there in Japan and Tokyo, it's already going to be ahead of the United States and other places for sure. The technology is a number one. Yeah, my dad was Air Force. Did he? 10 for 12. Yeah, he's going crazy, huh? 26 shots on goal for the Kraken, 21 for the Stars. Oh, just saved and hit the post. Come on, Seattle. Big save. 27 shots on goal for Seattle. Me too. I mean, obviously, I need to go back to the homeland if I, haven't even been there since I was 5. So, absolutely, it's some of the best culture out there. Period. So people still use the fax machines.
if Dallas is able to kind of climb back in this game, Lanier certainly will remember that as he looks to the heavens.
So who are the teams, CA, that you root for besides the Brewers and watching all the other leagues besides the NFL? What else do you follow? Wrist shot blocked. Nice. 17 minutes left in the third period. Seattle still clinging on to a 4-2 lead. Release the Kraken. Is it? What's the best thing in your opinion? The food? Golf? Nice. Who's your favorite golfer? Past and present. Yeah, you in Japan. Yeah. What's the best thing, since you've been there? Like, some stuff like technology stuff might be overrated, but I mean, what's the best thing to you? Besides like the culture overall, just the food? $29 shots on goal for the Kraken. 23 for Dallas. We just need to stay strong here and stay aggressive. We can't be passive, otherwise they're going to come back. Oh, there's going to be all kinds of crazy things that we'd be able to do. CA, how prevalent are the Yakuza in Japan? Obviously, there's going to be gangs all over the world, depending on, you got Bloods, Crips, and all the, 18th Street, 13th Street for like the Latino gangs, in the United States. And there's many, many others. And then you got biker gangs, trying to relive the Sons of Anarchy type thing. And the Mayans MC with the motorcycle clubs. Oh, big hit. Checked right into the glass. Oh, wow. Wow, you're really working hard. You're really dedicated. Salute to you. 32 hits for the Kraken, 11 for the Stars. So what made you live? Like, did you grow up there? Did you move there? What's the whole story about living in Japan, and how long have you been there? I'm not sure if you mentioned that already up in the comments and whatnot, but I mean, it's not every day we get someone that actually lives there. Oh, you know it. Seattle 2, Oakland 1. My buddy just messaged me. Something good happened for us. What happened? Kelenic doubled to right. Caballero in France to third. 2-1 Mariners. Let's go. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, save it. Oh, that was close. Be wild if Florida wins 4-2 and then Seattle wins 4-2, but that would be pretty crazy to score 6 goals in the first period and neither team gets a goal in the second or third period. But I mean, anything is possible in hockey, especially playoff hockey. Let's go, Kelenic. We gotta count on someone to help us out. He's the only one that's been locked in for the Mariners really consistently. Let's go. Came here for work. 35 years. Wow. Never left. Where did you live prior to that? Like where did you live prior to that in the States? Or did you even live in the States? Oh, he punched him on the ground. Punch him. Punch him. Motherfucker's on the ground laying there and he punched him in the neck. What a bitch, dude. Yeah, punch that motherfucker. Dirty ass motherfucker. Get him. Oh, I bet. Wisconsin. Figured. From born and raised. Oh, okay. Do you ever make trips to the United States at all or no? Or you just everything has just been, you live there and that's what it is. I mean, especially if you've been there for 35 years, that's wild. So you went there in 1988? Roughly? And you've been there ever since? I mean, the guy's already laying face down on the ice and like curled up like a ball. And then you got the Stars punching him in the neck while he can't even defend himself. No bitch ass. Oh, boo! All right, at least we get a power play out of it. '87. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've thought about it, a lot, but obviously money and time. I know my mom went and stuff, but again, her situation was a little bit different. And it was kind of fucked up too. Cause like my mom and my dad got a divorce a long time ago, like when I was probably like 13. So this was probably like 95. And then like a couple years back, she just didn't say anything and she just dipped to Japan. Right. And didn't tell me, didn't tell my dad, didn't tell the neighbors. And then all of a sudden I'm at work and, they're like, oh, your mom is missing or something, and I'm like, because the neighbors, and like she didn't tell anybody or whatever. And then she has no social media. She has no telephone, no cell phone. You know what I mean? And I thought like, I didn't know what to think, and then there's like investigators had to go like track her down and whatnot. And then the police and all this shit. And then eventually, she ended up leaving and not saying anything. And she left for like a long time too. It was like 4 to 6 months. And I told my mom, I was like, you can't do that. And when she left, it was like, maybe like early spring. So when it went to like Halloween and like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm not getting like I'm not getting any word, obviously that's not like her, and everything. And they even broke into the house to see, if there was like forced entry and everything like that. And I had like a voicemail from her and I was like, oh, maybe this will be like the last voicemail I hear her voice or whatever and stuff. But yeah, not smart. Whatsoever by her. What a cheap move right here. But then eventually she came back and, we're good now, but. And I get it. My mom's older and she wanted to go back to the homeland. A lot of the relatives are passed away. And my mom is quite a bit older than most moms. Because I had like the oldest mom and dad probably when I was growing up. Like my mom had me when she was 40. And then I think my dad was like 30 at that time. So, but I was like, you got no social media. You got no phone. How the hell are you going to leave and not say anything to anybody? Like at least tell the neighbors where you're going, but I think her method was if I say something, they're going to rob, What are they going to rob, Mom? You don't got anything to rob. But that was like her mentality and just made all the neighbors nervous and everything. So, yeah, but that's my Japan story. But hopefully I'll have a better one after that. Oh, I bet it is. But I know my mom did it, to be able to, see some of the people that were living still like with the family. But like, you could have told me, you know what I mean? And my mom isn't like, she doesn't like do drugs or drink and, doesn't do anything like that. And, it's not like she would like had this like mental episode and was just like, I'm leaving and having a mental breakdown or something and like that. So, but it was very uncharacteristic for sure. It was a point where my life was kind of sad because I didn't know if I was going to see her ever again. Or if she got kidnapped or something, Oh, good save. Seattle power play about to wrap up here. Third period with 10 minutes to go. Still 4-2 Kraken. I mean, how are you going to punch a guy when he's already down and keep continuously punching him in the neck? I mean, that's hockey, I guess, but no, obviously frustration being down 4-2. You're at home and getting embarrassed by Seattle. So I get it. I mean, that's the way that the Maple Leafs were kind of acting towards the end too. Frustrated that Florida was beating that ass. Not a good feeling when you're opening up game one and then you're losing and you're losing by a lot. It's not like 1-0. Good save, Gru. Damn it. Fuck. There's the goal. Shit. 4-3. Seattle. They just scored. Damn it. Come on, Seattle. You got to be strong. You got to be aggressive here. God damn it. We were due for another goal at some point. Four 4-3 now. Off the chest. Too easy. Fuck. Hat trick for Joe. Third goal of the game. Can we stop this guy, please? I'll even give him some love because I'm not a hater. We'll even throw up your logo. Pavelski with 3 goals, 2 in the first, 1 in the third. He is a one-man gang. All right. Well, I never thought I'd get a hat trick in the game, but here it is. Seattle, I mean, you could say it both ways. The hat trick is really impressive, but also to get goals with 4 different individual players is pretty impressive too. So you're getting at both spectrums. One guy dominating by himself, and then a collective unit for Seattle. So. Oh, we can say all the 4-letter words here. I mean, if you look up swear words in dictionary, you'll probably see my face there. Facts. Oh my God. Oh, he said, hit the wall. Oh my God, that's hilarious, Shep. Man, he went right into that, Shep. Oh my God. Well, they got to go buy another $35 hat now. Of course they do. I hear them. I see them on the screen. Of course, because that's when you have a bad reputation. I mean, towards the end with like Rasheed Wallace, right? He literally wouldn't even say anything. And he was even more villainized than Draymond. He literally would just look at the referee with his eyes, just look. And then there would be a T. I've never seen a player just look and not say anything and get technicals. And that's how bad it was with Rasheed. So at least Draymond isn't on that level, but he's close. He's just because he's so fucking vocal. And also you have that reputation. Sometimes, you know, you are guilty and sometimes you're not. But if you're a mouthy person and you're guilty, you know what, 70% of the time, they're not going to believe you the 30% when you're not. You know, they're just going to assume you're guilty all the time. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. All right, 4-3 Kraken. Come on, Seattle. We got to hang on. Stay aggressive. Let's win on my birthday. BIRF day. Yeah. I don't know. I just try to be genuine and just be myself. And I feel like swearing in sports, you know, unless you're just catering to little kids or whatever, but you know, it's a part of sports. It's just what it is to show the emotion. I mean, depending on who's in the room and whatnot. I mean, obviously you have to kind of hold things back. It's like when you go to a game, you know, you don't want to be that guy that's just screaming and yelling the whole time, you know. Like when I go to sports, you know, matchups or wrestling, I'm never swearing at the events. I mean, I'm going to hoot and holler and chant and whatnot, but I'm not going to be that guy. He said, happy birthday. Same month as me. Awesome. Well, hopefully the Kraken, baby. You know what I mean? It's going to be very difficult, but we have to believe. Let's go. Yeah, and plus a majority of the channel has changed. Back when I first started it, a lot of the people were like 18 to like 25 or maybe 18 to 30. Now, half of the fan base is under 40 and then the other half is over 40. So we got people that are 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And I think the oldest person that comes in on a regular basis is close to 90. So, I mean, you know, even, you know, being at that age, you know, there is no limit for sports. I mean, sports can be, you know, 9 to 90, you know, 10, 11, 12 to 100. It don't matter. And I think the youngest on the channel, Alex, like 10, 11, 12 years old, you know, that he'll come through once in a while. So, but we don't have a whole lot of people that are under 18 that are on the channel. It's like the biggest demographic, I think, for me is like 18 to 35, as I said, that, you know, is a majority, but we do have half under 40 and half over. And I like that. It's a nice balance. You know, where you're going to get the OGs that are older than you, that are smarter than you about certain things. And then I just try to, you know, give my expertise, you know, based on my age and my dedication, you know, to this channel with my legacy. And then you also get some of the younger, you know, people in the room as well to show what they got on, you know, on tap for the channel also. Pavlevsky, 3 goals, 3 block shots, 6 for 6 on the faceoffs. We just need to hang on here.
You can sense there's a little pep in Dallas' step right now, isn't there? He scored a goal, but it started long before that. I thought the first couple of shifts in the third period were positive shifts for Pete DeBoer and his crew. And as I mentioned, they come up with
Come on, Kraken. All right, maybe we gotta throw some photos up for some good luck here. All right, come on, baby. Bjorkstrand, Maddie, Jordan, Grubauer, all the Gru. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on, baby. Do not let this man take this from us. Let's go. Come on, baby. Pavlevsky, second in postseason career hat trick. Big check into the wall. Man down for Seattle. Good save. Nice job, Gru. Oh, and fight. They're getting chippy out there. He said, "Fuck you, bruh." Chippy. 96-88, end of the third quarter. The Lakers surprisingly holding on. That's a little shocking. He said, "Let's go, Joe, Wisconsin boy." I'll give you some love. Wow, you guys actually have a shot to take this game on the road. Congrats, man. You got to just finish strong. But it doesn't look like, I mean, they've pretty much been dominating the whole game. So looks like the Lakers have a legitimate shot to steal game one on the road. 31 shots on goal for the Kraken, 27 for the Stars. We just have to stay aggressive and limit the penalties. We can't have them get into any more power plays between now and the end of the third period, but that's going to be very difficult. Come on. And I checked up on Paisley. She's just snug as a bug in the bed. I wrapped her up in a blankie. She's just relaxing, waiting for Dad to finish. Eight minutes left in the third period. 4-3 Kraken. Let's go. Oh! Come on, Gru. We got to get it out of the zone. Come on. It's like, come on, Seattle. Be aggressive out here. Fight for the puck. Let's go. I mean, if we're going to be passive, we're going to go into overtime and we're going to lose. Go, go, go. Shot attempts by period. 17 by the Kraken, 15 in the third. Come on, Seattle. It's like they haven't really had a whole lot of opportunities to even have it on their side to be able to get some shots on goal. It's been all Dallas pretty much in the second and third period, even though they didn't really have a whole lot in that second. Oh! Damn it. 4-4. Oh, no. Hold on, Kraken. What a comeback. I guess, if it's a birthday matchup, they want to make it really spicy for me, huh? I mean, I couldn't ask for a better matchup. Electric. Joe has 4 goals. This is unreal. 4? The one-man gang? He's like, I don't even need teammates. My God. Pavleski. Well, it's not like we're down 2 goals. It's just 4-4. So it's not like they exploded for all these goals and then now we're down. It's still okay, but we need to be able to stay aggressive here. This is before Joe Pavleski. And then after. Why? Crowd is really into it now. Come on, baby. Come on, Kraken. This is me before the game and now with Joe with 4 goals. Before, after Joe. Before, after Pavleski. God damn it. Pavleski's the biscuit. Well, it's a hell of a matchup. He's got 4 goals on 6 shots. I mean, what is he? Gretzky? Lemieux? All right, we're knotted up at 4, and Dallas has been super aggressive. We can't just be sitting on our heels here and sitting on our hands. You have to go after them. Because if we don't, we're going to lose in regulation. Unbelievable. Joe has all 4 goals. Get the fuck out of here. Devils and Hurricanes, Oilers and Golden Knights, Panthers and Maple Leafs. And then we'll be back here for Kraken Stars game 2 on Thursday, which I'll do. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Well, this game has been fucking electric, huh? Let's go. Life's a garden. Dig it. Let's go, brother. Said it was tipped by a Kraken, not a true goal. Well, we had one of those against Colorado in the last game. Can we get it out of the zone, please? Can we actually get some shots on goal on our side? Fuck. But the good thing is Seattle typically is pretty composed as a team. So even though everything has gone down the shitter, you know, when they were up 4-2, like I still think that they believe that they can come out with a dub in this, whether in regulation or overtime. But it's going to be hard. You're fighting the crowd now, and you're fighting Joe, who's got 4 goals. I mean, what if he gets 5? What's the most goals that have been scored in a playoff game by one individual? And I imagine the person might be different for the regular season as well. But what's the most goals that any player has scored singly in a game in the playoffs since the NHL's existence? I mean, is it like 6, 7? Like what's the record? Yeah, I can see that. Come on, baby. Five back in 44. So he would tie Maurice with one more goal. And then when Maurice did it, did he do it in OT or was it in regulation? Less than 4 minutes to go in the third period. Dallas creeping up with the shots on goal. They were behind all night, and now it's all the way to 32-30. Kraken only has 2 more shots on goal, but I think the last 15 shots on goal have been trash. They haven't really been that good for Seattle, and almost every shot on goal for Dallas in the last, 20, 30 minutes has been money. Unbelievable. Four goals for us in the first period, 2 in the first for Dallas, nothing for both teams in the second period, and now 2 in desperation mode for the Stars, and we're knotted up at 4. Well, at least it's exciting regardless of what happens. It's a different vibe when you're tied rather than being, up 1 or down 1. It's a different feeling. We just have to get a good angle here. Oh, gosh, just out of position. We could have had a nice little rebound slap shot there. All right, less than 2:40 to go. Jameson says, I'm liquored up. Well, honestly, the way that the game has been going, I would be shocked if you guys lose the game. You guys have been in control the whole game, and sometimes momentum, you just can kind of see how the game is being played out. I mean, if the way that the things have been happening, unless you guys just have terrible defense here at the end, I would assume that you guys will be able to squeak this victory out. As long as you guys can play some good defense here. Like right there with that big block. Holy shit. Rejected. $103.95 Lakers. 4-4 Kraken and Stars. Oh, of course. You know, that's how it goes. You know, when you have friends, you know, that or family, it's like as soon as like when we're doing good, no one calls, you know, or it really says anything unless you're like on the same side, you know, with it. But as soon as our team start doing shitty, the phone starts ringing, the text messages, or, you know, or if I'm doing a game, people start coming in here that normally never come in here to try to talk shit. You know how that goes. Oh, God. It's got me all sweaty in here. I got a fan on, though. All right, fucking A. The fan is going on high now. I had it on low. And, yeah. Time to make a fucking adjustment. Mariners won. We'll take the win. Can I get a Mariners win and a Kraken win on my birthday? Can we go for the double dip here? I mean, everything is going against Seattle right now. The crowd, the momentum, Joe. Oh, no. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third period. I just hope Seattle can just get a sneaky goal here right before regulation, because if it does go OT, high probability that Seattle loses unless we can really, you know, get a nice rhythm going. But Dallas has been the aggressor in the second and third period after we went beast mode in the first. It's like all their energy went away after those 4 goals in the first period. Minute 25 to go. Come on. 34 shots on goal for Seattle, but the last 15 or 16 haven't really been that close whatsoever. 30 shots for Dallas, and they've been locked in. I live here in Oregon, Pacific Northwest. So, you know, follow, you know, Blazers here and there a little bit, but more, you know, when I was in the 80s and 90s. But Mariners, Kraken, I do a little bit of everything. But I'm here in Oregon. Oh no. Shit. Oh my God, that could have been it. 45 seconds to go. Can we get it out of the zone, please? Can we help Grew out? I mean, Grew shouldn't be on like high alert like the whole period and not be able to take a breather while Seattle tries to get some shots on goal on that side. It's like the puck has literally been just stationed here the whole third period. Good stop. Oh. Yeah. 16 seconds to go. Do not lose it here. Can we get it out of the zone, please? 8 seconds left. Nope. Or we're going to OT. Overtime. Oh, end of regulation. No. I live in the burbs. I would never live in Portland. Portland, keep Portland weird and all that. But like I said, with the homelessness and then it's not as bad as what people think Portland is, obviously with the riots and the Antifa and the homeless and, all the crazy shit that you would see on the news. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's still going to be problems, but there's problems everywhere in every big city. You're going to have problems in Portland, Seattle, Chicago, but no, I never would live in Portland. I live kind of in the burbs. More towards kind of like Nike headquarters, the Beaverton typical area, kind of near there.
Overtime game number 15, this Stanley Cup playoff season. PK Subban, Ryan Callahan, Kevin Weeks are with me tonight. 40th 4-goal game in Stanley Cup playoff history. Wow. There's only been 5-goal games. Pavelski has a chance if he gets the overtime.
5-goal games, huh?
The story would be, and deservingly so. I think, Callie, we looked at during the third period. I think he had played 13 minutes.
Yeah, it is kind of miracle that we got 4, because obviously now, showing that if we didn't get off to such an amazing start, we would have lost this 4-3, or 4-2 if we didn't get as many opportunities. So.
Pavelski's going to do what he does in the other 3, and it's tipping goals and unbelievable. And he's so good in front of the net. And number 2. This one too, in all of his tips, he knows exactly where he's putting these tips. Like, this isn't luck. So everybody knows he knows he's tipping this up into the
Joe.
Clips just enough of the puck too, so it doesn't go over the net. Unbelievable.
Joe.
Hat-trick goal, Weeksy. There's the third one. See the way he gets inside the D. Look at the incredible mix. It's baseball season / Stanley Cup playoff season for him.
Hey, and by the way, let's make a note. This guy is coming back to get his head.
Come on, baby.
And he's still going to the hard and dirty areas. That's where you get rewarded.
Just got to believe.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the playoffs. When you get on that ice, you got to do whatever it takes. This guy does it all.
This is the nicest one to me. Look at that. That's dirty. Look at the hits. Look at the edge control. It's the touch. Yes. That's it. That's it. Tap. Just stuff.
Oldest player with a 4-goal game in Stanley Cup playoff history. Good old Joe, 38 years old, 295 days. Last player with a 5-goal game in Stanley Cup playoffs, April 25th, 1989 versus the Flyers, Mario Lemieux. Interesting. Pavelski.
What's really cool about Joel Pavelski's evolution is how much the great jumbo Joe Thornton helped him in San Jose. And he really helped elevate his game. Great point. It's taken his game to a whole different level as long as he's been able to do it with longevity. That's very impressive. But shout out.
No 5-goal game. No Mario Lemieux impersonations. Not today. We have to find a way. Before the game started? Now. Before? Now. Come on, baby. Stressful.
There's no question why he's so good at front of the net. He works at it. And there's no question of his importance to this team. I mean, we know what type of guy he is off the ice.
Oh, of course, man. I'm not like a lot of fucking people on the internet and stuff, like I've been watching sports since 85. I do a lot of reading, a lot of film study. I'm not biased, and I take a lot of pride in that. And, it just seems like, you just got to be able to be calm, cool, and collected. Not everything is going to go your way, but there's just so many biased fans and just so many shit talking people that are out there. It gets old, you know what I mean? And I feel that, karma and sports karma is real. And, what happens, and we'll just see if they can find a way to be able to steal this one. Because I thought maybe Seattle could win this one, steal this one, and then Dallas would win game 2. But, I mean, the way that the game has been going, we'll see. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of us in the Pacific Northwest, we're actually really good fans. We're really passionate. We're not like other fans in other areas of the country. You know what I mean? Like, we can say good game. It's not going to just be endless shit talking and, cheating and conspiracy. We're not Saints fans here. And not every Saint fan is like that. You know what I mean? But, You know, it definitely gets old when a fan base uses that as a crutch and can never admit guilt or fault, you know, and never can like blame their own players. It's always something else. It's not them, you know, and it's, you know, or they decide to go on, you know, their players' Instagram or Twitter and swear at them and they get blocked and wonder why, you know. It's like, no matter how angry I would be, I never would tag a player that was on my team and like threaten them, you know, or, you know, that's where you could see the maturity on certain fan bases and how certain fan bases are immature as hell, you know. It's just sad that some people do that, you know. Like they did that shit to Jared Cook when, you know, Devin White, and we ended up punching that football out with Antoine Winfield Jr. And then Devin White picked it up, and, you know, but that doesn't surprise me. Again, if you're mature, you know how to act. If you're not, then obviously your actions will show. So. Seattle fans are more passionate than Dallas fans. Sorry, bro. It's like, you know, everything is bigger in Texas, but I'm telling you, the passion that they have here in the Pacific Northwest, we can match with anybody. Yeah, we know SEC football is number one. And obviously we know there's going to be other teams and other sports that are going to have that passion. But for the number of people that we have, you know, like let's say our capacity is like 50,000. For every one of our guys will be two somewhere else. You know, that's why Oregon typically will have like one of the top 5, you know, environments in college football. And we have half of the seats than the top 4. Everyone in the top 4 has got 100,000 capacity. Oregon will be sitting at like 50. And sometimes we'll be at like 45 and we'll be just as loud, as passionate, if not more. So, I mean, every fan base is going to have passionate fans, but I don't think people realize how passionate the Pacific Northwest really is. Not just West Coast, not counting just the, you know, the LA teams in California, but specifically in Oregon and Washington and the Pacific Northwest. I mean, we are very hardcore, and we don't give up on our teams either. You know, even when things are going bad, you know, we'll still ride or die with them no matter what. Yeah, damn right it is.
Welcome back to the Subway Overtime Intermission Report.
Yeah. The game that they choked when they were ahead the whole game. Yeah, I do remember that game as well. Florida just feeding off that momentum after beating Boston. 4-2 Panthers. Plus, you can already tell that like the Kraken and Seattle fans and Pacific Northwest fans are well liked, because when's the last time you've seen an expansion team on any level, NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, that has been like treated this way, where you get fans that aren't, you know, Colorado or Dallas fans, right? They're not Stars or Avalanche fans, but fans of other hockey teams that are actually rooting for the Kraken to do well. You don't normally ever see that. I mean, the last time I can remember a team really being good after an expansion year was maybe like the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they had Mark Brunell and they made the AFC Championship game in like that second or third year of their existence. But they weren't, you know, loved or beloved by all the other fans of other teams. It was cool to be able to see them have some success, you know, back then. But it wasn't like this, where I feel like a lot of people are rooting for Seattle to do well. And it's exciting to see like an expansion team actually having success early, not just being dog shit for 10 years and then finally getting good. So we got good colors, good players, a good belief, and we do it the right way. So, and I think that's true. I don't think that's, you know, a biased statement, because I've had a lot of fans of other teams. And if you actually go on social media with, you know, Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I've never seen so many like kind words and like people that are rooting for Seattle. I just haven't seen it like this before in an expansion team. And that's when, you know, the fans are good. And, you know, and obviously they have a good product, where it's like, you know, I'm not a Kraken fan, and these are like outsiders on the East Coast or Midwest, but they're like, I like them, I'm rooting for them. And I guarantee there's a lot of people, you know, that are feeling that same way as well. But there's no guarantee that we win this matchup. I mean, Joe has been crazy.
You're ultra focused. You're like, don't make a mistake right now. And if you're the Seattle Kraken, just realize that you earned your way to be here. Yes, right. This isn't.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to always be, a certain type of fan. There's garbage fans from every fucking organization that ruin it for everyone else. We all know that. I mean, that's why I can't even do forums of certain teams because it's just not worth it because you get fans that are smart, but then you get ones that are fucking delusional or just toxic, It's like talking bad about the team all the time ain't going to make the team better. Oh, Padres lost. Sorry, bro. 14-0 run. Uh-oh. All right, who's winning this in OT? Is it Dallas? I mean, they've kind of earned it. Lakers are up, 112, 109? Lakers still hanging on, though.
Wow. Are you going to walk off? You won't. You won't do it, though. See you guys tomorrow.
And that's another thing about me, too, that, if I do a particular stream, no other fucking Kraken fan is going to throw up any fucking photos or anything positive for the rival team. You think anyone else doing the fucking Kraken game is going to show love to Dallas or show anything positive for them? Hell no. And that's what makes me different compared to everyone else. I can still show the love for the greats. And I think that the sports gods, they recognize that. So hopefully we'll end up getting a dub. But that's just the true reality of it all. People don't like to, show the appreciation for the other team. Just a bunch of hate. All the haterade on full blast. Yeah. And that's why it's hard to handle those people. You know what I mean? Like some of them can be cool. Like Elliot is a Saint fan, but he's not fucking delusional. You know what I mean? Like, when you're good, when you're bad, you're not going to make excuses. That's the thing that irritates me the most out of sports fans, when they just can't admit when they're wrong or say good game. It's always an excuse. It's always something. It's like, dude, it's like everyone's always living in the fucking past, And I get it. The Saints fans have gotten cheated by the refs in that Rams matchup, if you want to go there, but you can't keep looking back in the past and thinking that one scenario dictates your whole future. And that's the reason why the Saints never won a Super Bowl, because they always got caught up with their own fan base and their own bullshit in their own heads. They're like, oh, we got screwed. Oh, we got screwed again. And instead of looking forward, they were always looking back. And that's facts. You can't focus and try to win it all when you're always thinking about shit in the past. They just never, they're bitter. They never could get over it. You know what I mean? They never could get over it. And that was their downfall. I mean, shit, Elliot will tell you. But I have met some pretty good ones, Saints and Cowboy fans, but they're far and few between. All right, we got 4 seconds left in the matchup. Lakers up by 3. Yeah. Hey, but you made some new friends, man. And hopefully if you have a chance to come back anytime in the future, we would definitely appreciate you. I always like, having new people come through, and you never know where you're going to be. I feel I'm accessible too. I like to be able to get to know people. And I think that's why I have such a good connection, because not only do I talk to people here, like the mods and the people that are pretty close to me, but, on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook sometimes with some of the people. And, I genuinely do care about the people that support me and that are here. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's about, because if you don't have people that care about you or support you, you're never going to go anywhere. But I feel like a lot of these streamers on Twitch and YouTube, they forget, after they get their bag or after they get their subs or their views or their money, and they try to act like this is how it's supposed to be, like they're entitled, and they forget how they got there. And that's the problem. A lot of egos, and they forget what really is what's important. And it's not them, it's the fans, because you're nothing without them. But apparently some people think that they are. They're above everyone else. 2.7 seconds left. Looks like Lakers are going to be able to hang on.
has. For Dallas, you got to appreciate the urgency that they played with in that third period. I thought they had all the momentum. They just ran out of time. You know, maybe a couple more minutes they would have had the game. But you got to like the way that they pressed. It was
Sorry to hear that for your friend Bill. Rest in peace, bro. I love you. I appreciate you.
Find a way to get out of your zone a little bit cleaner. Let's get back to your forechecking game that created so many opportunities for a large chunk of this game. But there's no question that the desperation level of Dallas in that third period outmatched anything Seattle could do. Now that Seattle's had a chance to kind of reset with the intermission, let's see if they can find a way to flip the script a little bit here.
All right, come on, Kraken. We're in OT. Let's go. Let's make this a really good birthday for me. Oh, Lakers are up 117, 112. Lakers are going to win. They're up by 5. Lakers steal game 1 in Golden State. And Mariners were down the whole game. They found a way to win against the A's. So that's one part of it. Now I just got to be able to get this Kraken win, even though I know that everything is going against them. The momentum, Joe, the crowd, but it still can be done. One good pass to a slap shot, and this could be us. Come on, Seattle. Release the Kraken. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. The series is going to go 7 like the Kings, more than likely. At the very least, it'll go 6, but it feels just like the Kings series where it kind of feels pretty even. So I would assume it will go 7. And if the Warriors have to keep doing 7-game series, they might get burnt out when they play Denver if they even get past the Lakers. Same thing goes for the Lakers as well. Because the longer the series go, the Denver's going to have so much more rest. Oh, almost. 34 shots on goal for the Kraken, 31 for the Stars. We're in OT. Come on, Kraken. I would love to have a great birthday here. But my birthday won't be ruined if the Kraken lose. They'll have payback on Thursday, so. Come on, Seattle. Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Magnificent. Great shows. I was actually watching a little bit of Better Call Saul, the last season or whatever, over the weekend. It's like not many spin-offs of a show as big as Breaking Bad would be able to have that kind of success. But that's such an instrumental character. The other characters they actually have in that show are fantastic. High and wide for the Stars. 83 miles an hour for that attempt. 34 shots on goal for Seattle, 32 for Dallas. Come on, Seattle. We just can't have them get into a power play. Come on, Kraken. You have to believe. Believe. They're just having a hard time to getting on their side in the zone. It's like I feel like Dallas has been in control and they've had the puck right in like shooting distance pretty much all the second, third period and this fucking overtime. Come on, Kraken. We're in OT. 16 minutes and counting. We're knotted up at 4. Come on, Kraken. Oh, so close. Oh. It's going to give me a heart attack. Shit. At least the Kraken is playing a little bit better defense. I mean, everything is on the line right now. Come on. Oh, another save. "35 shots on goal for the Kraken. We just need to make it a good one here." Knotted up at 4 in overtime. It's nice to see Seattle actually having some opportunities because it seems like it was so thin because Dallas was so dominant with Joe with his 4 goals today. Offsides. Come on, baby. Let's go. We're running out of time. Nice win for the Lakers, 117-112. If it wasn't for Anthony Davis, there is no win. 30 points, 23 rebounds. Get the fuck out of here. Unbelievable. But that's what you want from your Hall of Fame players, right? Anthony Davis has a 15 and 8 type of game, you lose. Shit, even if he has 25 and 23 or 24 and 23, you lose. "15 minutes left in OT. Come on, Kraken. We got to find a way to steal this. Because there is, obviously the big 4-goal start, 4-2, but we haven't won the second period, the third period, or OT. It's got me fucking stressed out. Come on, baby. Let's go. Bjorkstrand, Maddie, Jordan, Grew. Come on, baby. Let's go. We need you. Come on, baby. Things move so quickly in hockey. In a blink of an eye, it can be over. God, I'm so nervous right now. Obviously in the first period, it looked like we were just going to run away with it, but you got to give Dallas all the credit. They have been phenomenal at home after that first period. Done with 4 block shots and an assist. Uh-oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, off the deflection. Get it out of the zone. Is he okay? Morgan. Yeah, I got a fan on me right now, so. I wear shorts, 24/7. I don't wear pants. I don't wear jeans. It's always, like just Nike shorts. It could be snowing outside and I'll still be wearing shorts.
Not putting any weight on that right leg, is he? That's something that I hope he can shake off. Morgan was an Ironman this year. There were a handful of players that played all 82 games for Seattle. He was one of them. Right off the top of the right knee. Oh, yeah. The thing you can hope is that it hits muscle and not bone. If it hits bone, then, that's certainly going to hurt a lot more. The muscle, you can it takes time for it to kind of wear off, and you certainly can stiffen up when you bend your knee. But if it hits the bone, that can be more problematic. I got to think it was probably more the muscle, and we'll keep an eye on Morgan on that bench. But I think it's going to take a lot more to keep him off of his next shift than that. So the
Let's get Kraken. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of creative things like that that they'll do over the years and everything. Different catchphrases and different chants that they'll do for sure. Yes. Maybe just too much of "Let's go Kraken" instead of "Let's get Kraken." Yeah, that is a good idea. I mean, considering every other team is just going to be doing the "Let's go," but how many teams can actually do "Let's get"? I mean, they're not going to really have usually a team name like Kraken with the double meaning. Oh my gosh. "4-4, OT, Joe with 4 goals, Seattle with goals with 4 different individuals. What a game. I couldn't have asked for a better game on the birthday, but it would be really sweet to get a win. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, what a save. Can we just get it out of the zone? Damn it. Oh, good stop. Come on, Seattle. Mariners won tonight. We got to complete it. Complete the double dip. Mariners win, Kraken win. Come on. Oh. Oh. Oh, good save. Nice. Oh, that could have been it right there. What a save. I mean, it seems like they're getting 3 shots to every one that we're getting. So obviously it makes you bite your lip and bite your tongue every time they shoot because you just feel they're going to score. Come on, Seattle. Come on, Seattle. Patience. Oh, good save. Great save from Dallas. So, Preston, are you surprised in any bit that Jason hasn't had a goal in this particular matchup? I know, obviously, you have Joe just going crazy, right? But are you a little surprised that Jason doesn't have at least one? Well, might be a little surprised. But again, it's not over yet. He could end up being the person that ends up scoring the game winning. I hope not, but another save. Is this the last event that's going on right now in sports? I think it is. Everything else is over. NBA, MLB. Is there anything still going on right now? I think a lot of people are going to be tuning into this. Like, even if you don't give a shit about the Kraken or the Stars, I mean, when you see it's OT and it's playoffs, you're going to pique a little bit of interest from people. Overtime shots on goal. Kraken 6, Stars 3. Benias. There we go. There we go. Wrist shot a little wide. Sometimes it's just being able to get the rebound and you have a guy close enough to have a nice slap shot attempt or a wrist shot. But Dallas is so good. 46 hits for the Kraken, 18 for the Stars. Even though it doesn't feel like it, it almost feels like the opposite. 11 minutes to go in OT. We're still knotted up at 4. First period, we were up 4-2. 2 goals for the Stars in the first, 2 goals in the third. CA, 11 minutes and some change. All right. Thank you for the birthday wishes. We were at 2. Let's get to 3. Solid night of birthday donos. Appreciate that. Maybe we'll even get a couple more before the game is over. 41 shots on goal for the Kraken, 34 for the Stars. And it's really been a tale of one player, Joe, with all 4 goals. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I mean, I already have a lot of stress in my life. I guess now there's another thing that's going to stress me out moving forward, but in a good way. I got people like messaging me. I was like, bro, I'm still grinding, dude. I can't. I'm still working. That's one thing, like, if you are a full-time streamer, on YouTube or Twitch, depending on how successful you are or how much work ethic you have, that's one thing, like certain friends, they just don't understand, the grind. You got to be consistent. "41 shots on goal for the Kraken, 34 for the Stars. We just need a little bit more aggressive play, but everyone is really tentative in this OT. You can tell no one's really taking a lot of chances right now. Icing. Let them know, Shep. And obviously, since I switched and, started doing more like baseball and, with NASCAR, we've definitely been able to get more people, you know what I mean? Like instead of having, 10 or 20, I think we peaked like at 81 or 85, so we're getting up there. Sometimes it'll be 20, 30, sometimes 50, sometimes it'll peak at like 80, and other times it'll be like around the 20-ish, but everything is higher than what it was. Sometimes you just got to keep grinding to be able to find your niche, whether that's Mariners and Kraken, and obviously we know there's a lot of competition on the NFL side and the NBA side. Not as much competition as far as hockey, NASCAR, and baseball. But again, it's kind of a niche group. But I'm happy to represent for sure. And the bottom line is I actually enjoy the NHL. I enjoy NASCAR. I actually enjoy the MLB. And I think it shows. NBA, not so much. That's probably the one I hate the most. But I still will end up doing a little, from that, especially with the matchups and whatnot. But I mean, I was mad at WWE for a couple years, and I'm back on that train. But, I mean, I can't like everything. Oh, big save by Grubauer. Nice save. Got to give Dallas a proper love and respect. I don't think any other Kraken fan that's doing the game would do something like this, but that's what you got to do to show that you actually have some class, that you do actually respect what the other team is doing. And with sports, it just seems like everyone loves to drink that haterade, but I mean, 4 goals, 4. You got to be able to show love. You haven't watched NASCAR since Gordon and Newman? That's a while back. I don't know. I guess if you're a fanatic, like I said, you're going to have stuff that you like more than you don't. But I mean, out of everything that I watch and I follow, really the only one that I really have an issue with is the NBA. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to watch. I mean, but again, I'm a little older and I'm used to watching 80s, 90s basketball. And this basketball product that we see now is nowhere near the talent level as far as effort as well. Like even the jobber players were better back then, in my opinion, but there's no defense, time management, load management, guys that actually can play saying fuck it and not playing. It's just, I don't know. The game is too soft. I'm not saying that they have to punch each other in the face like they did in the 80s when I was watching, but it's just, I don't know. It's not as enjoyable to me. Like I feel that there's certain teams that are watchable, but then there's a good chunk of the league, unless you're a fan of that team, that are unwatchable. It's just not that good. I mean, but if you're talking about like the Celtics, the Bucks, the Warriors, the Lakers, I mean, there's certain teams that are easier to watch, but I don't know if I ever will really be on board with the NBA. I love everything else. That's just the one league that I don't know if I ever will be back on board, honestly. And it's crazy, too, because NBA used to be my number one when I was a kid. But again, I grew up with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Jordan, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Drexler. I grew up in that type of era. And then even after that was Shaq, Iverson, and Kobe. I don't feel that we have a lot of guys that are like that. I mean, yeah, Luka's good and all, and Embiid, but if they played back in the era that I watched, they would get their ass kicked. They would be good, but they wouldn't be as much of a superstar as they are now. That's facts. I mean, there's more top 50 players that played in the 80s and 90s than any other era. And there's still guys that would be great, like Giannis, but again, they wouldn't be as good as they are if they had better competition, and that is facts. All right, 8:40 left in OT. Come on, Kraken. A little tough? A little? That's like saying that Zion has a hard time not eating cheeseburgers. It's very easy for him, but it's very difficult to watch. That guy will never stay healthy. Which is kind of sad because that's what the NBA needs is superstars that actually fucking play. But I already knew that he was going to be injury prone because he was like that already, obviously, at Duke, and I wasn't sold on him. It's like he had some monster blocks in college, and he can do the 360 dunks, but he was overweight. You just knew at some point he was just going to be injured. And oh, come on, Seattle. Ah! Let's go! Yes! Fucking my slide went flying across the room. Let's go! Happy birthday, oh dog! Let's go! Woo! Yes! I told you, sports gods, you show a little love to the other team, and you never know what might happen. Let's go! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Unbelievable. I will remember this for the rest of my life. Let's go. Look at all that traffic. Traffic. Woo! He didn't even see it coming, baby. Kraken win. Let's get Kraken. Release the Kraken. Let's go. Oh, my God. Let's go. I mean, it's one thing for the Mariners to win against the A's, but everyone is kind of like, I feel rooting for Seattle, but I'm not sure if anyone really believes in them. But I think that for every, period they play, every win that they get that they're not supposed to win, that they win, the belief gets stronger, not only for us Kraken fans, but for outsiders. They're like, whoa. Maybe Seattle can beat Dallas. Maybe they can actually go to the next round. I mean, and obviously when you win an emotional game like this, don't be surprised on Thursday when I do the game where we get our ass kicked and Dallas beats the break, 3-1 or something, and Dallas wins. Because typically that's what's going to happen. You're going to get the emotional win, and then obviously the next game that will be in Dallas, they should, be able to rebound there and obviously, tie it up 1-1. But oh my God, I don't even know what to say, man. That was fucking incredible. Incredible. All right, we got to be able to get Yanni on here before I go. Oh my God, what a fucking game. I think my neighbors got fucking pissed. I think they were like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Road Warriors, baby. All right, Yanni. I got you, boy. Yanni. We literally had 5 goals with 5 different people. And then they had 4 with just one person. I mean, the complete opposite. But it is a team game, right? Mariners win. Kraken win. Let's go. Oh, my God. Yes. What a W. What a win. Unbelievable. Let's go. And no one really saw it coming. Oh, yeah. No problem. GG, man. Awesome. I will see you in the next game. And that, you know what, honestly, out of all things, that happened today, and I'm not even exaggerating, the win is awesome. But to be able to get someone like you, someone new, from Japan to come through and to be able to hang out for the stream and knowing that more than likely that you'll be back, that means a lot. You know what I mean? I know some streamers, they don't care necessarily about the people, or they're fake or fugazi or frauds. But I really do appreciate every single person that comes through to show love. So we look forward to, and it's not only me that looks forward to seeing you. We look forward to story time from you in the future. So good game. Dallas still can win the series. Incredible overtime matchup. And I'm going to celebrate the last 2 hours of my birthday the best that I can. And I got to go check up on my puppy as well. What a fucking matchup, huh? You guys are the best. Let me make sure I don't have anything else in the bucket here with the donos. I think we had 200 on the birthday. That's pretty impressive. So you guys are the fucking best. Yanni! Oh my gosh, what a stud. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys so much. My birthday will be fantastic moving forward. Yeah, you best believe that. And then we got to decide what we're going to do tomorrow. So obviously I'll look at the schedule, and we're going to do either baseball or NHL playoffs. I'm definitely going to be doing the Kraken on Thursday, but we'll figure it out. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone that donated. Thank you to everyone that subbed. Thank you to everyone that shared. Thank you to everyone that participated. And a special shout out to CA from Japan. We love you. We appreciate you. I hope that you'll be back. What an amazing, memorable moment for the Kraken in their second season. Not only beating the Avalanche, but being able to win Game 1 on the road, just like they did against Colorado 3-1, with an amazing 5-4 victory against Dallas on the road in OT. You guys are the best. I love you, and I appreciate you. Reflect, Shep, Megan, everyone. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the best. Reflect, you're the man. You know it, CA. Love you too. Appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Release the Kraken. Let's go. Love you, and I'm out. Gang.